For our first fight of the evening, it will be Montell Griffin against Jose Luis Rivera for the IBC World Light Heavyweight Championship. It should be a good fight. The fighters have not made their ring walks yet. We're waiting for them momentarily to make their moves. It'll be Jose Luis Rivera with a record of 18-2, 1 no contest, 14 KOs, taking on the more experienced Montell Griffin with a record of 38-3, 27 KOs. He hails from Chicago, Illinois. When you talk about the fighters, it matches up to be a pretty good fight. What do you think, Bobby, about the competition here?
Well, I think it's a solid fight. I think Griffin's come back off some things where he was a little frustrated and he's got his head set. He said now his body's good, but his mind matches, and he's going to be real dangerous. He may be at his very best right now.
And now we see Jose Luis Rivera, ranked number 10 in the IBC.
Well, he's got a brand new corner, brand new trainer. They said, listen, this guy used to come straight in. We got to give him angles. We got to give him a way to get in without getting hit like he used to. Well, that's very good to do. Let's see if he learned a lesson. And if he did, what effect it will have on Griffin.
Well, let's talk about his style. He likes to work inside. He's a strong, hard-working, physical-type fighter. He likes to work inside and best work to the body. When you talk about his weaknesses, Bobby, he's never been more than 8 rounds in his career, and he's fought kind of sparsely throughout his career.
Well, you know, it's very important to go the rounds in the ring. Sure, if you do it in sparring, it's one thing, but to do it in an actual fight is something else. There's a confidence factor. There's always a worry for a fighter who hasn't gone, and this is a competition. This is a step up.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. There's some tremendous atmosphere here. I expected to be more like the times when we were in perhaps Japan, Freddie, the places in Kuala Lumpur and Jakarta at the Ali fights, but this crowd is alive here in China.
And it's not half in yet because it's raining so hard outside. They're going to have to swim in. But, you know, they're coming in a little at a time, and this will be filled by the time Ali comes in.
It'll be wild when Ali comes in. Of course, it's Layla Ali, not Muhammad Ali, but nonetheless, she has the big name. So Jose Luis Rivera gets a big cheer from the crowd, and there's the man of the hour looking to win the vacant IBC World Light Heavyweight Championship. That's a 175-pound division. Montell Ice Griffin had an extensive amateur career, 92 Olympic teams. He lost to Thorsten May. His style is, well, he's the type of guy that likes to work inside. Bobby, what else do we know about him as a fighter?
Well, he's short for a light heavyweight, but he's a very quick boxer, counterpuncher. He has excellent defensive skills, very hard to hit cleanly and hard to hit 2 times in a row. And although he's not very tall, he can box very well from the outside, and he moves real well, goes to the head and body in combination. I think he's a good, solid threat.
In the Barcelona Olympics, let me tell you, he was the first of many of our fighters that got shafted by a new system. He lost when his opponent, May, was cut so badly it would have been stopped any place, and they took 3 points away from him because he used his head to bob and weave. This is the first fatality of the Barcelona Olympics where our team got creamed by all new rules and a computer that didn't work.
Well, you know, they use all these old men with the computers.
It didn't work.
To keep score. You know what they should do, Freddie? They ought to take a bunch of 10-year-olds that used to play in those Game Boys and let them do the scoring. We're going to take a look at the tail of the tape, and it will tell us a few things. Bobby mentioned it, that Griffin's a lot shorter. Well, he's 5 inches shorter. He's a half-pound heavier. He's 4 years younger, and he has a 3-inch shorter reach than his opponent, Jose Luis Rivera. So everything is sort of in Rivera's favorite. Here's the rules. The 10-point must-scoring system. 3 judges score the fight. No standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. Before the end of 4 rounds, it's a technical draw. If there's an accidental headbutt, at the end of 4 rounds, we go to the scorecards. Those are the rules that we'll be contesting the fights under tonight here in Guangzhou. Now we're set to go for our bilingual introductions of our ring announcer, Kevin Kong, and the very classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
好，各位观众，谢谢大家的耐心，再次欢迎大家来到天河体育馆观看国际职业拳击大赛。现在我们的现场正在向全国通过卫星向美国直播比赛的实况。这是首次在中国进行的国际职业拳击比赛。现在国际拳击理事会轻重量级的争霸赛就要开始了。担任这场比赛的主裁判是伯纳多·普勒法多。
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and we welcome you to Tianhe Stadium in Guangzhou, China, for a big and exciting, historic night of action coming your way. And it's all brought to you by American Champion Entertainment, Great Wall International Sports Media, Anthony Chan, George Chung Productions, and Showtime Championship Boxing in association with Pabst Blue Ribbon and Caesars Palace. This championship attraction is sanctioned by the International Boxing Council. The president is Joseph Blackie Gennaro, supervisor in attendance, Harry Michel. Introducing to you our three judges scoring this bout from ringside, Ronald Greenlee, Joe O'Neill, and Paul Silverman, with our referee in charge of the bout, Bernie Provato.
那么在蓝角的拳手是来自美国克利夫兰的琼斯·路易斯·瑞弗拉，他曾获得18次比赛的胜利，负2次，1次对手弃权获胜。瑞弗拉12岁开始学习拳击，13岁参加比赛，15岁就赢得了金手套锦标赛的头衔。
All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant IBC Light Heavyweight Championship. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trunks with white trim and fighting out of his home of Cleveland, Ohio. He weighed in at already 174 and 1/2 pounds. His record stands at 18 wins, 2 losses, 1 no contest, with 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Jose Luis Rivera.
红角的选手是来自美国芝加哥蒙泰尔格里芬，全台绰号冷冰冰，今年30岁，战绩是38胜3负，27次击倒对方获胜，前 WBC 轻重量级世界冠军，争夺世界冠军的头衔。12回合的比赛现在开始了。
And his opponent across the ring, ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the red corner in this 12-round championship bout, wearing red, white, and blue trunks and fighting out of Chicago, Illinois. He weighed in at 175 pounds. His record stands at 38 wins, 3 losses, with 27 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former WBC light heavyweight champion of the world, introducing Montell Griffin. Once again, our referee in charge is Bernie Provato now to give instructions, 12 rounds of boxing schedule.
那么现在我们的主裁伯纳多·普勒法多在向2位拳手讲解比赛的重要事项。
I expect you to obey my commands at all time and protect yourselves at all time. Let's do it.
All right, Bob Sheridan here with Bobby Ches and Dr. Freddie Pacheco. What are the keys, Bobby?
Okay, keys to victory for Griffin. Use a sharp jab. Also, that side-to-side movement is so hard to hit. And sharp and quick counter punches. He has terrific speed and accuracy with his punches. His counterpart needs to keep the pressure on. Rivera needs to make Griffin work. Also, set a fast pace. That's where he's more comfortable. And defensively, he has to use angles, not be a stationary target for Griffin to hit.
So we're just about set to go. Here's the referee has indicated to the timekeeper. Let's get this underway. They've got a very strange bell here. This is round number 1 of the scheduled IBC World Light Heavyweight Championship. 175-pound division, scheduled for 12 rounds. Montell Griffin opens up with a nice left hook to the head of Jose Luis Rivera. For Rivera, it could be a bit of a problem here.
You know, that bell is a ceremonial Chinese bell with a little hammer. It's just not making enough noise. That could be a factor at the end of rounds. And boy, is that trouble when you can't hear the bell.
Oh, we've seen it happen before where, in fact, Montell Griffin was a victim at the very close of his fight against Roy Jones Jr. And he was a great victim because he ended up with a title. But a bell can be a problem, and it will be a problem before this night of boxing is over. Bobby, when you're in the ring and you get a problem like that, what's it all about?
Well, you know what? Sometimes you can't worry about the bell. You do your best to focus to hear it, stop when it's time, but protect yourself at all times.
You have to depend on the referee, and he's got to depend on his ears.
All right, the jabs are coming good by Montell Griffin. He's the more experienced of the two fighters, but Jose Luis Rivera is coming off a victory in January. He outpointed Katie King, who coming into that fight was 20-2.
It's a nice counter right hand right there by Rivera, but he's not doing enough. Griffin's making him eat a lot of jabs on the way in.
And he's certainly not doing what they told us he trained him to do. They give him angles, not to come straight in. Well, he's coming straight in. There's no angles.
Well, it's Griffin's fault. He's standing flat-footed, letting the guy coming in, and he's happy to jab and counterpunch, and that counter jab is pretty effective, except he had his hand turned over. Bobby, you know about that. Your hand's twisted over like that, you have no power in the jab.
Well, sometimes you over-twist, but, you know, it's one of those things where right now what Griffin's doing is trying to make Rivera, as he's charging in, run into that jab, which will double the impact and set up his other combinations, like that hook.
Nice hook. It missed, but his intention was good. If he came back with a right hand, he'd have been better off. Big, tall Jose Luis Rivera in the red trunks to the left of your screen. That's Montell Griffin with his back to you to the right of your screen, and the colors of the American flag here in China.
And he said, you know, height is no problem. I've never have fought anybody who was shorter than me. So this is no problem for him. In the meantime, he just landed a very good right hand, did Griffin.
When you take a look at the ring record of Montell Griffin, you know, other than the famous fights with Roy Jones Jr., he hasn't exactly got a who's who in boxing on his record of wins either. And he lost to a guy by the name of Eric Harding down in Miami, Florida, in your territory, Ferdy.
Yep.
Stop.
He just wasn't in shape. He didn't look good at all in that fight.
We're in round 1. It's scheduled for 12. You see the time remaining inside of 22 seconds to go, and it's the first round of a 12-round affair.
So even though Griffin is short and he doesn't have great reach, he boxes very well from the outside. Good head movement, good body movement. His speed's real good, so he can offset that height deficit with speed.
Rivera not using his height advantage at all because he hooks. He doesn't double jab. Now he's putting a little bit of pressure on, and watch how quickly Griffin ties him up. There's the bell ending round number 1. We're listening to the corners.
We get louder with that hammer. We get louder with that hammer. Okay, now listen. Control the center of the ring. Oh yeah, you don't have to take 2 steps. Just take 1 step back and run him into something. Okay. Okay. Use the left hand. Make him work. Make him get past the left hand. Just time it. I want you to hit him in the butt a little bit, but I want you to run him in the jab for this next go around, okay? Now once
that double jab is working excellent. But you're jabbing and you're staying in front of him. No, I remember. We're supposed to be moving out of there, okay? Yeah.
jab with the left hand, move to the left.
That's it. Okay? Now you have to remember this. You have to remember this, right? He's working that counter punch hook. You have to stay away from that, okay? No, ahora. You heard? Okay. You have to stay away from that.
Let's go with the corners. Let's go.
There's that bell we talked about. It has a real thin sound to it, on top of the fact that it's not loud. It's very thin. No resonance to it at all, so it's hard to hear.
I think they need a bigger hammer.
Yeah. Well, when this place gets filled with 10,000 roaring people, that's going to be hard to hear. So let's go back to this.
Well, hopefully with the bad weather outside, we will have 10,000 on hand because they really were excited about Layla Ali fighting here tonight. But right now, we've got the IBC World Light Heavyweight Championship. Montell Griffin, who won the first round, decked out in the red, white, and blue, taking on Jose Luis Rivera with a pretty fair country record of 18-2 coming in here.
And Oscar Squires told him what we've been saying. Don't stand in front, give him angles. Punch and go off. And still he can't do it. He said, oh, yes, but he isn't doing it.
There was a real nice 1-2 by Rivera, but he just stayed there, laid his head out there, and Griffin came back with a double left hook to counter him.
You know, it's so hard to teach something in the gym and then do it in practice. I mean, he's fighting the way he always fights. He hasn't changed at all.
Well, Rivera is not fighting like a guy that's 5 inches taller. You see the way he bends over the trunk and he dips that neck down? He's making an easy target for Griffin because he stands right in front of him, giving him no side-to-side movement. And Griffin can do just about as he pleases when Rivera throws the lazy left. He can come right through it. And that uppercut right there, because the left hand, he slipped the punch. A little bit of movement by the more experienced Griffin. He slipped it and bang, he nailed him with that uppercut.
See, the defensive moves that Griffin has are so superior to what Rivera's used to that he's not able to time him at all. On the inside, as well as the outside, shorter man winning on the outside, shorter man almost always winning on the inside.
There's that jab as he plods forward, does Rivera, but it's the jab of Montell Griffin that's getting through. Now he sludge-hammers him in the back.
See, some of what Rivera's doing, too, is he's coming in so close that he's losing his own leverage. He's shortening the distance too far. If he can't work from inside there, only Griffin's going to be effective that close.
You know, Bobby, in a lot of ways you can discredit Rivera, but that little slip movement that Griffin has when he comes in makes the jab of Rivera totally ineffective, and then Griffin counters him inside beautifully.
Well, somewhere along the way, there's a matter of speed. The jab is running in kind of slow, methodical, and Griffin's speed and reflexes are better than the jab.
Freddie, we got a cut situation there, at least a bad bruise on that left eye.
Well, yeah, it's already got a little bit of blood on it. It's under the eye, not over the eye, but you can see it's starting to swell up, and that's going to be a problem as this goes. His main problem is his jab is much slower than Griffin, and Griffin is tattooing him in counterpunches.
A big left hook that time, almost took him off his feet. His knees are still there, his legs are all right, but he got nailed with a good left hook.
Oh. Montell is working slowly but accurately toward busting him up, and that's what he wants to do, and that's what he's doing.
See, he's so hard to hit. You see him lean out of the way of the punch and then land too. And there again, in and out, in and out.
And there's the bell ending round number 2.
Take them out, please.
There's a great shot showing you that cut.
He's standing too much straight in front of me, which I don't want. Okay? You're working with that perfectly, real nice. Remember when I told you 1, 2? All right?
Yeah, one's good here.
Okay. Nice. It's a nip. It's a nip. Don't worry about it. It's a nip. Now listen. 1, 2, all right?
Here's that left hook Montell Griffin has. It's landing with regularity. Double jab.
Double jab. Time the jab and ride it out. Ride it on inside. When you're inside, just step right around the side. Just want to step right around the side, okay? The next round. Get a little more fight. No, get a little more fights, and I want you to stop him. You know? Stop him in the center. Okay?
Nice work.
All right, we're set to go with round number 3 in this scheduled 12-round affair. IBC World Light Heavyweight Championship. We're coming to you from Tianhe Stadium in Guangzhou in the Republic of China, the People's Republic of China. It's Rivera in the red with his back to you, sliding around to the left. And Montell Griffin, former world champion, with his back to you now, sliding to the left.
And jabbing, and jabbing. He just gets that in there. There's a nice right hand and comes back to the body.
He really cracked him with that right hand, right on the ear, Freddie. But he hasn't been able to shift the legs. A little bit of a jelly-like movement for 1 second, and then he's right back to the legs. He's all right. What a wild shots by Griffin.
Both fighters missing some big punches with bad intentions on him. But Griffin's reflexes, again, are so quick that he is making Rivera miss so much and countering very well.
Stop. You know, while the IBC World Light Heavyweight Championship may not mean a lot to many, it means a lot to these fighters that are in there tonight because it will lead to a shot at one of the 3 considered the 3 big championships. Look at this, guys.
Well, amazingly enough, the 3 big ones are all owned by one man, Roy Jones Jr., and maybe a trilogy will fill out and they get the 3rd fight, the rubber match.
We'll see what happens, and that's what this fight's all about. Right now, it's Griffin beating up on Rivera.
Heads inside, come on.
Continues to bang the body. Referee Bernardo Perfato from Niles, Ohio, right outside of Youngstown, Ohio in the United States, doing a nice job.
Your hands are free, boxer there.
I can't for the life of me figure out why Rivera wants to get inside with those long arms and that long body. Why is he inside, which is Griffin's territory? Once he's inside, he's doomed.
He really is compromising himself quite a bit by staying that close, Freddie. He can't get the leverage, he can't get the arms working in there, and he opens himself up to a lot of damage.
Well, unless he goes to side movement, which apparently he's not, he's wide open for shots.
And now he's bruised on top of his right eye as well as underneath. See, he's got a bruise under both eyes. I mean, now it's right and left and on top of the right eye.
Griffin with total confidence now, as Rivera, who's just a really nice kid, tries to make a fight of this thing, but he's got the wrong fight plan tonight.
Well, you know what? Griffin's starting to show less and less respect for Rivera's power, if he has any power, and he's leaping in with shots from the outside, big uppercuts and big hooks.
Well, you know he wants to take him out, Bobby. He wants to shift him and make a big nice left hook. Wow, did he nail him that time?
Beautiful right hand and a left hook coming right back, and what? Rivera walked right into it, staying stationary.
Bobby, what's it do to a fighter when you nail a guy with a left hook like that and you don't shift him?
Well, you know what? For some fighters, it might discourage them, and for other fighters, they'll just hit. If you let them hit you, they'll hit you again.
That's what he did.
Well, it's building up. The punishment is building up, and you can see on Rivera's face, he doesn't have the answer for anything except to accept the punches on the head.
All right, closing seconds of the 3rd round. It's over.
number. Right or wrong? Yes. There you go, baby. Now you got
Griffin with
number.
those excellent reflexes, even going back, makes a punch go low, makes another one miss, comes back with a left and a right. I told you, he's short and he hasn't got great reach, but he has incredible reflexes and good speed. He's one of those few guys that can beat you going backwards. And later, a little bit more of the same. Griffin's kind of waiting on him. There's a right hand and a left hook. Again, Rivera does not move his head, walking straight in, squared off. No defensive angle side to side. Griffin just teeing off on him. Finger step.
Well, we come up to round number 4 as the bell sounds, that thin, tinny sounding bell, and round 4 is underway in this scheduled 12-round fight. Montell Griffin has been giving a boxing lesson to Jose Luis Rivera, and one question has been answered, Bobby. His defeat against Darius Mikuleski, it doesn't seem to be bothering him now.
Well, you know, he was a little depressed about that fight, and also the second Roy Jones fight, he thought there were some shifty things that happened in leading up to the fight, so his mind, he said, was not settled. His body was okay. He needed time off to fix both, and evidently he's fixed them.
Well, Griffin put in 3 hard shots to the body, right in the middle and the midsection. That's kind of hurt.
One of them a little bit low, too, Freddie, as I heard the referee, Bernardo Profundo, say, hey, keep him up, Montell, keep him up. He's doing a nice job outboxing this guy, and in spite of the fact it's an unintentional low blow, it's still a foul. Uppercut inside that time by Rivera. Rivera bought 100 Bibles in Chinese to give out. That's the kind of nice guy he is to the people here in the People's Republic.
Did he really?
He sure did, but this is a tough man's business here. Nice straight right hand that time.
You'll notice, too, Griffin will throw a left hook or right hand up top and come back with either the same hand or the opposite hand to the body.
Rivera looking a little sloppy now, Doc.
He's doing the best he can, which isn't good enough. He's frustrated. He doesn't know what to do. He hasn't certainly followed the advice of the corner, so he's left with what's happened to him his whole career. He takes a lot of punishment. He eats a lot of leather.
Here's a guy with 18 victories, though. He's had only 2 losses, 1 no contest. He's certainly a worthy opponent for Griffin for this title. He's ranked in the top 10 in the IBC.
He's never been off his feet. Although the stoppage was a cut, he still feels that without that cut, that fight he would have won, and that cut has never reopened or been a problem, but his face is busting up badly.
Oh, there's a low blow. Now, that's a low blow. Now, that was really a low blow.
He reacted to it, but more or less that it happened and it hurt him. Rivera ties him up, and then he throws a shot on the break. But the referee warns Griffin about holding.
Griffin said, I didn't do nothing. I got a hit.
Guy whacked into the bell. Nice combination. There's a 1-2 left hook that time. Wow, with the right hand, the left straight left nails him. Right on top of that eye. Boy, oh boy, what's it take to shift this guy? His legs are still there.
That's the ref saying to him, you're hitting on the break as well. Both of them are hitting each other on the break.
And not only hitting on the break, but as they get real close, they're hitting each other a little bit behind the ear toward the back of the head. Also could be a dangerous thing.
Wow, with the left hook again. This is a low blow now by Rivera. He's going to have to take some points away to stop this. No, he's giving a warning.
Yeah, but he gave it to the wrong guy.
Exactly.
The guy got it. I mean, to the other guy.
There's the left hook by Montell. Counters him again with a straight left. And the bell ends round number 4. A tough, hard-fought round 4.
Okay. We have all right. Hey, go, get out. You have to move that here, okay? You're going in with that jab, and you're going in too straight, okay? You can't do that, Jose. Come on, Vice. You're not putting nothing to practice. It's okay. He's going to come along, but we need to pressure him. He started getting tired, okay? So we have to pressure this man now, okay? If you're in there, work the 3 shots, okay? All right. I want to take more right hand lead, Jose, okay? Now, you have to remember, we have to follow. That right hand we have to follow with the hook. We're not working that hook. Let's try to double those shots, Jose, under there. Come on.
They come together so often, and there's a lot of swinging behind the head, behind the ears, and hitting on the break by both fighters, as well as a little bit of low blows.
All right, here we go. Round number 5. Bob Sheridan sitting in for Steve Albert tonight with your regulars, Dr. Freddie Pacheco and Bobby Ches. We're at the Tianhe Stadium in Guangzhou in the People's Republic of China. Montell Griffin through 4, giving a boxing lesson to Jose Luis Rivera in the red trunks. This is round number 5.
I am not giving a round yet to Rivera. He's trying hard, but he's not making it. Griffin giving him a boxing lesson. He's ahead of this fight.
Well, I've got a shutout too, Freddie. 40-36 through 4 in the 10-point must scoring system.
That basically makes it unanimous, but I'll tell you what. Rivera's trainer just told him to go out there and use that jab and use it differently. Step to the side when you come in, don't come in straight. He ran out through 5 jabs, stepped to the side, threw some more, and actually, for the first time, compromised Montell Griffin just a little bit.
Crowd came to life when he got the jab through. There's a couple of jabs, but they're short. If you're going to be short, you got to get that right hand flying right behind it if you're going to be effective. If you're short with a jab, you better be throwing something else, because a guy like Griffin is going to come right through your jab.
All right, stop. Stop for me. Step back. That's it. That's what it is. Listen, man.
Nice pace to the fight. The guys are working hard. It's not a furious fight. It's kind of one-sided.
It's a methodical fight, is what it is. It's a methodical beating by Griffin. Rivera's still in the fight, but he's getting more than he's giving.
Good body shot that time by Griffin. Griffin has that look of confidence in his face. At what stage, Bobby, when you're in a fight like this, when you know that you're in control, what's you thinking in there as a fighter?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I think Griffin believes he's won every round, as we have already said, that we think, but I think he feels in control. So far, Rivera's been able to do nothing to hurt him, nothing to stop him, nothing to even stop him from getting hit, so I think he feels he's in control. I don't know when there's a point that he recognizes it any quicker than another, but he's doing a great job.
He's had a history of hot-dogging it in some fights, but he hasn't done any of that at all here in China.
Well, you know what? I'm not much on hot dogging, so I'm glad he's not doing it.
Oh, 2 real stiff jabs in there. Rivera tries to answer back, and he misses everything with the nice body movements of Montell Ice Griffin.
Strong jab by Griffin.
One of the problems for Rivera, too, is he's throwing one jab, one right hand at a time, and he's throwing them slowly. He needs to pump 2, 3 jab step, and then fire right hand, hook right hand. He needs 6 and 7 punches at a time if he's going to start connecting with Griffin and compromise him at all.
Notice that Griffin is standing sort of just flat-footed in the center ring. Now he gets up on his toes and moves around. And Rivera is up on his toes sometimes, but when he stops and comes straight in is when he gets clipped. If he would move side to side, he'll circle to the right sometimes, then he won't go back to his left and throw the right hand. It's an easy guy to figure out if you're fighting him. Tries to be aggressive, but the bell's coming up to end round number 5.
He's slowing down a little bit right now, but you got to keep it up. Always keep your hands up a little higher, okay? Put your hands down here. You can't put your hands up a little higher and pick those shots off. So you don't have to give him those. You don't have to give him those jabs that he's throwing.
He ain't gonna be hitting you with nothing.
With your hand, listen.
Griffin basically doing whatever he wants. Combinations. He can see the punches so easily from Rivera. His reflexes are so good. Rivera's so slow. Hits him, slips his punches, steps out at will, and then jumps back in and fires. There's another combination and a little bit of frustration, I guess. He's holding him by a headlock and he's getting a little pound to the ribs.
Okay, let me see that 1-2 to the chest like I told you. Follow with that hook, okay? If you go to the body, come and double up to the head. You see what I'm saying? Right. You're not doing those things that we work. Come on. Let's work them, boy. Okay? All right. Put it in. Let's go,
right? Corners, let's go.
Let's do that. All right, come on.
Let's go. Good job. All right, this is round number 6 in the scheduled 12-round affair for the IBC World Light Heavyweight Championship. I thought in the 5th round, Griffin slowed down just a hair, or perhaps Rivera picked it up a notch. Nonetheless, we have to be concerned with that. We're approaching the halfway point in the scheduled 12-round affair. The last thing you want to see if you're a Griffin fan is him to run out of gas.
Good players for both you guys. Good job.
Well, I thought at the beginning of the 5th round, Rivera came out with a little more purpose, a little better punches, combinations, and jabbing, and Griffin slowed a little bit, but then rallied very, very well.
And I think he rallied well enough to take the round and keep his shutout going. But at least Rivera's trying hard. I mean, you know, give the guy credit. He's in there doing what they told him. That's it. So,
referee right on top of that. A good call by the referee. And I like to see it when the referee stands back a little bit, because then he can see the legs of the fighter. And this referee, Bernardo Profato, from outside of Youngstown, Ohio, knows exactly what he's doing in there. 6-round action.
Yeah, I'm left with a thought. If they're trying to teach him new tricks, they sure picked a hard opponent to work out those tricks on. Couldn't they have picked an easier guy to work out new tricks?
I think some of those tricks were specifically designed to be effective against this opponent.
And not working, Bobby.
No, they're
Not working.
Well, they reported to us that it was going to be a sellout crowd, and because of the weather outside, it hasn't developed into that, but they should be still coming in, and you see them coming in some of the areas here, but it's not quite the crowd they expected, and that's a real situation. That's a disappointment for the promoters because the weather was just absolutely horrible just as we were ready to go on the air.
And they're really counting on a big crowd to put this show over and show what they can do in China and the People's Republic of China. So I'm sure they're holding their breath.
Well, the fact of the matter is they've sold the tickets. It's just that the crowd was unable to get here because of the situation. I had mentioned that there was monsoon conditions, and the fellas in the truck, David Dickens and the boys said, hey, don't call it a monsoon, Colonel, because we'll have CNN on. I want to know what's going on over here otherwise. So it was bad thunderstorms, and it has affected the crowd, but it hasn't affected the action in this fight. Griffin and Rivera making good accounts of themselves. Montell having it his way, though.
Each and every round starting to be a repeat of the previous round. Big bombs now landing clean, 2 and 3 in a row by Griffin.
Hey, Griffin, when he gets tired, leans on the guy's shoulder. He wants to load up that right hand. He comes to the left jab. Rivera able to tie him up. Closing seconds now. This is the 6th round. Griffin would love to have a lights out for him. There's the uppercut. Nails him with the right hand. Nice combination to end the round. Wow, what a nice finish to round number 6. Here's what we have coming up for you and what the people here in China want to see. Layla Ali taking on Christina King and a women's super middleweight bout extraordinaire. The fame of Layla Ali, this is her early in the week. This is the way they promoted her. The people didn't come to see anybody but this young lady, the daughter of Muhammad Ali. She signed autographs. She was very congenial to most people. The smiling face, a beautiful girl, the second youngest daughter of Muhammad Ali. And believe it or not, the people in China know her because, of course, of her father. The live crowd shot here again at the Inner Stadium here in Guangzhou.
And the promoter said Ali is so huge here, not because of his boxing presence alone, but because of his anti-war sentiments made him such a hero here for the country. And that's a lot of people.
Here we go, round number 7. Again, scheduled for 12. This is a championship fight in the light heavyweight division. That's the 175-pound division. Roy Jones, the king of the hill in that outfit. It's been a shutout so far for Montell Griffin.
The point of no return is basically now and every minute hereafter for Rivera. He has to do something drastic. He has to win every round and have a knockdown or a knockout if he's going to even have a chance to win this fight.
Unless he gets very lucky, I don't see any chance.
Get him up, Jose. Get him up. Oh, get him up. Okay,
This guy doesn't look like he's a very big puncher either. On top of all of his other troubles.
When you take a look at his ring record, Freddie and Bobby, there's no really big names in there other than Antonio Tarver. And in that one, he was TKO'd by Tarver in the 4th round back in June of 1998. Tarver, of course, a great Olympic medalist and a real up-and-coming fellow to be reckoned with in this division.
Yeah, this is surely a big step up for him. He's fighting a very talented fighter who's got all the tools, a lot of experience, and right now he is not faring well at all. It's showing.
But nonetheless, as a professional athlete and a professional prize fighter, he's working as hard as he can. And by golly, Bobby, you've been in difficult fights towards the end of your career when you know, well, like, you're just not going to be able to beat this guy, and yet what drives you on?
Well, some of it's just pure pride. I hate to lose. Most fighters do it. If they don't, they should. Second place is last place in boxing, and that is just not acceptable for most fighters.
Well, Rivera is certainly one of those fighters because he's not having anything his way. He said that cut below the eye going back to the 2nd round. He had a pretty good 5th round, but still not good enough to win it. And other than that, it's been Montell Griffin doing about as he's wanted to do throughout the course of this evening.
He's just giving him a systematic beat. It doesn't look like he's opened up in order to knock him out. It doesn't look like the coach said, okay, go ahead, take him out. It's just he's getting a systematic beating.
He just switched to southpaw there, too, and give him a little different look, did Griffin, and wasn't real successful with it, but wasn't too bad.
Nice right hand lead. That somehow gets some second wind going for Rivera. He gets up on his toes, hands it back to the wild left hook, a right hand inside. Pause with his left jab. Wild uppercut by Griffin that fell short. Missed that. Oh, he caught him with a good left hook. I think he may have hurt him this time. He's back on his heels a little bit, and Griffin may sense that the end is near.
You know, Rivera's still pressing him. He hasn't really wobbled much at all. He's been hit with some pretty solid punches.
As you take a look at the wide shot, you can see those legs a little bit heavy. He bangs the body, nails him again, upstands in the temple bone. Closing seconds of the 7th round. Montell Griffin trying to end this thing in a hurry. I don't think he'll be able to do it this round as he finishes strong. 2 more good shots ending the 7th round.
Now he was going for a knockout. Now he was going for it.
Feel better? Take some deep one, fight. Come on, take some deep one. There you go. Hey, feeling? Yeah. How you feeling? All right. Good. It's a little better. You see what I'm saying?
feeling? Good.
That's a little better. That's a little better. See what I'm saying? That's a little better. Now, listen. Don't let this guy pain you, okay?
Montell teeing off on him early. This is where he first shook him up. He just waits and waits. There's a left hook that doesn't land real well, but he comes back with that left hook and really clobbers Rivera. Catches him coming in so cleanly. Rivera does not give the angles that he was supposed to and that we talked about earlier. Some nice body work by Griffin. Coming up top to the head again. There's another left hook that lands very clean. And I'll tell you what, this kid has got to move his head, Rivera.
He doesn't seem able to, because he doesn't seem to know how. It's just not in him to move his head. I don't think they're going to ever teach him to do that.
All right, here we go. Round number 8 in the scheduled 12-round affair. And right now, Griffin in the process of just beating Jose Luis Rivera down. The closing, all 30 seconds of the 7th round were brutal if you're a Rivera fan. And much more brutal if you're a Rivera.
You can see the door opening to the possibility of this fight not going the distance if he fights like that. That's like the end of that last round. There it goes.
3 shots in a row. Wow, with a left hook though to finish it off. This kid is some kind of tough. He hangs in there, keeps plodding forward, Griffin trying to set up some sort of counter.
See, one of the problems for Rivera, when he makes Montell miss, he doesn't make Montell pay. When Rivera misses, Griffin makes him pay.
Nice straight shot there, Bobby.
1-2. He set him up, and there, the right hand.
That's a southpaw again. Yeah, a little bit overhand left clubbing.
But he's going all out. He's going all out. Those are heavy punches. He hasn't been landing those kind of punches.
Now, he senses that he can end it, and he wants to end it. He'd love to score a knockout here now. Put your head. But don't forget, we're in the 8th round. This is an area that Rivera hasn't been too often in his career. In fact, as I look at his score sheet, he's been there twice in his very last fight, in which he won. And then you got to go way back to Rocky Gannon, actually Rick Gannon they call him, in May of '94, before he's been any more than 8 rounds. Come on, your hands are free. There you go. All right, stop. Come on, Montell, let's work. But on top of the fact, Bobby, that he hasn't been in this territory too often, he's been taking an awful beating throughout the fight.
Well, he clearly seems to be well conditioned. He's very game. His chin has been shown to be solid, but he's just not performing. He's not executing. He's not being the technician that they put the plan together for him to be. He's just not executing. He cannot do it.
Well, coming straight forward is not the fight plan that you should have for this guy. And he's not using side-to-side movement. His corner is very pleased with the fact that he's hanging in there, but they have got to realize that this guy is just going to take a worse beating as the rounds tick by here now. Nice straight left hand bounces off the nose of Rivera.
Oh, hit on the break again.
I just warned him, all right?
He just warned him. He said, I just warned you not to hit on the break.
2 nice jabs again. Digs to the body. Sorry, Bobby, inside of 30 seconds to go. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, one thing you'll notice with Griffin, even as many clean shots he lands to the head, he never forgets the body. He always leaves a couple of body shots for you to remember him by.
There's an example right there what Bobby was talking about. He hooked, then he came with the uppercut. He was looking for the body, but Rivera able to smother him by grabbing on. Same thing again. Closing seconds now. This the 8th round of a scheduled 12-round championship fight. All right, there's the bell, ending
right there in my corner. Lead once, buddy. Lead once, lead once. There you go. Now you press it a little bit. No, I want to see a little bit more power than that, okay? Come on. You can do it, okay? Come on. Lead once. Lead once. Lead once. Key. Give me some water, please. Lead once. Come on, buddy.
Shorter man out jabbing, taller man with reach. There's a missed right hand, nice slipping, and there's a jab. Just stuff it. There's another jab. There's a hook off the jab. A wild right hand and a wild missing left hook. Shorter man being more effective, using his speed and stepping. You watch him, he steps in each and every time. There's another look at it from a little closer, stepping in with that jab, cutting the distance down and being very effective and very accurate.
And that's why he's pitching a shutout.
And I have it exactly a shutout, 80-72 in my scorecard. That's unofficial. The judges, Paul Silverman from Pittsburgh, Ronald Greenlee from Bensalem, Pennsylvania, and Joe O'Neill from Philadelphia will do the official scoring if it goes all the way. We're in round number 9 in this championship fight, and it's been all Montell Griffin. But it hasn't been a bad fight because Rivera is some kind of tough. He hasn't been down. He's only been visibly slightly shaken once, maybe twice, and that's about it. Griffin's hit him with everything. He opened up a cut in the second round. The eyes are starting to close, but Rivera keeps plodding forward as Griffin continues to pound the head and body.
Rivera's not making Griffin miss anything. Everything Griffin throws practically is landing on something, even if it just gloves into Rivera's face or Rivera's face or head or his body. Everything is absorbing punishment.
Bobby, you know if you don't move your head coming in, you can't slip punches, and he doesn't do much of that. Little side to side every once in a while, like now, but he's not engaging. As soon as he gets ready to engage, he drops his hands and comes in with his head and he gets whacked.
Part of his problem, too, is, Bob, that when he bends over, he bends right into Montell's punches. He bends into Griffin's best stuff coming up with the uppercut to the rising hook and the right hand. And he compromises his height and his reach and everything. In doing that, I just don't understand it.
He just got warned by the referee for using his head as well. It wasn't that flagrant, but he got warned anyway.
Well, the referee's given a lot of warnings in this fight because we have had a few low blows, and now the head's coming together.
On the whole, I think he's doing a very good job. Oh, nice little jab that caught Griffin finally.
But Griffin right away, pretty counterpunches him inside. And watch how he gets out of the corner. There's two things you can do. You can either slide down the ropes or grab the man and spin him and get out. And see, this is a situation where he grabs and spins. And that's how to get out of there. Let the referee separate you. Let the referee help you. That's an experienced fighter. And remember, prior to this fight, we said the book on Jose Luis Rivera was a lot of desire. This is a big step up in class. And will he be able to give the fight of his life, the performance of his life? Because that's what it would take if he's going to win this title from Griffin. And he hasn't been able to. Because Griffin, look at him, just teeing off on him, doing about as he pleases.
Speed, one of the biggest factors in this fight. Montell Griffin is just so quick. He's hard to hit. We talked about that earlier defensively. He is almost impossible to hit clean 2 times in a row. And right now, Rivera's having trouble hitting him once.
Yeah, the frustration is really showing, registering on his face. Rivera's trying everything he knows how, and he's just not getting in there. And in return, he's getting piped. There's a nice jab, just to show you.
Oh, where's he fit in the scheme of things? He's fought Mikulchevsky, as we said, Lou DeValley, Reggie Johnson, Russian Johnny, Michael Nunn's in there, Harding's in there, Antonio Tarver's right now, and David Telesco as the bell ends round number 9. We're in the Tiananmen Stadium here in Guangzhou in the People's Republic of China. Normally they play basketball and volleyball in here. They even play badminton in here, we found out. And look at there's a young Chinese fan.
No, my boy. Isn't she beautiful?
A beautiful little child. Hello there.
Make them miss, count them. You see what I'm saying? I'm not doing none of that. You got an excellent job.
Water. A lot of water.
You got an excellent job.
A lot of water. Squeeze it hard.
You got an excellent job, but you are not following with that job fight. Okay, you're not working the body the way you're supposed to.
The body.
See, you got 3 hands, you don't got 2 hands. Okay, let's work. Okay, fight. Come on, you have to give it all. Okay, if you really want it.
Boy, no panic in the corner at all. He said, you got to give a little bit more if you really want it. Pretty good advice there, Freddie.
Yeah, except that the door is closed. I mean, the cows have already left the barn.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rivera's trainer Oscar and I go back almost 30 years, 20-some-odd years. When I first started boxing when I was very young, he knew me when I weighed less than 100 pounds. He knows the game, he knows the business, but he also knows his fighters. I think he realizes his fighters just slightly outmatched. The strategy's not working. He's trying to inspire them to do whatever he can and maybe pull out the Golden Key.
Well, we've seen it happen before in other fights. Whether it'll happen tonight, we'll find out in these next 3 rounds. But I'll tell you this, in fairness, I want to say Rivera is some kind of tough because he has been taking a boxing lesson tonight. His face is blown up. It's really busted up. He had a cut going way back to the 2nd round, and we want to give the corner. Keith Spangrick does the corner in there, and he does a nice job handling the cuts, and he's kept this one closed, although it's very pumpy, not only under the eye, but beside it, and both eyes are just about closed.
Nice lead right there. He just is too fast for him. He's just too fast. Actually, I hate to say it, he's outclassed. They're almost in a different class, these 2 fighters.
They are in a different class. There's no fear of saying it, Doc. They're in a different class. We knew it was a step up. Sometimes when guys step up in class, they reach that pinnacle. Sometimes they can't. For Rivera, he can. He's not going to be a top 10 light heavyweight, and he's going to find that out as the result of this fight comes up, barring some sort of wild thing that could happen at the end of the fight. Who knows?
As we know, anything can happen in boxing. It doesn't look like it will.
Get him up. Not at all. Not the way Griffin is landing hooks and wild shots. Look at this kid, Rivera. What a heart on this guy.
Just to give you an idea of what you're looking at, Montell Griffin has exceptional speed, and Roy Jones Jr. is faster than that. I really would love to see the 3rd match between those 2 guys. First fight ended very funny. Clearly, you know, a 2-punch foul that Roy, I'm sure, didn't mean to throw. And then the 2nd fight, a blowout of Griffin. And there were some circumstances surrounding that for Griffin, at least, or so he said. So I would love to see that 3rd fight.
Well, you very well may see it if he wins this title tonight. It certainly appears that he's going to.
I wish Roy would get into his career and fight more, don't you? I mean, here's maybe the best fighter fighting, and he just won't fight enough fights or good fights. I'd like to see this guy show us his stuff. Ooh, nice.
Man, he makes him pay. Rivera tries to do something good, tries to move the head, tries. The referee just got in there. Bobby, you can see where you mean about protect yourself at all times.
And a cut on Montell Griffin's left eye.
That's what he's mad at. He said, oh, look at this. Now I got a cut.
Well, he loaded up the right hand in there. He's cut, and that's why you have to fight all 12 rounds. That's accidental in there. That's accidental.
Gee, look here. What's wrong here?
You've been doing it the whole damn fight.
Yeah.
What
we got there? Come here. I got a button. Here. Come here.
Griffin working real nice, setting his guy. He hears a lead hook and a nice, beautiful right uppercut following. See, he's not 1 at a time, whereas you've seen Rivera throw 1 or 2 at a time. His hands are speedy, sets first combinations, right hand, it goes right to the body with the left hook, another right hand to the body, and he comes up top, working head and body in combination, keeping Rivera off balance, keeping hands in his face.
Stay on the outside of it this time, okay?
That's a very little cut. That's almost enough.
Use your legs a little bit. Take a little bit and give a little time.
Here, a little bit better. Right there is good. Good meaning bad. It's not. You only got 2 rounds to go. That's not going to affect this fight.
Well, there's like 2 cuts there, Freddie. The one that you were looking at, there's a little slit to the left just above the eyebrow, but there's a big one in the eyebrow, yeah.
That's what the one I said that was good, meaning bad.
Well, he certainly could afford to play it safe from here on out. He's got every single round on our scorecard. His corner must know that. The last thing he wants to do is have this thing get stopped. But, of course, if it, with an accidental headbutt, if it was stopped now, we'll go to the scorecards anyhow. So it's really academic.
I can't imagine that the scorecards are much different from ours.
That couldn't be, Bobby.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
Look at all the blood now coming.
All 3 of the officials, by the way, are from the United States. Joseph O'Neill from Philadelphia. Ronald Greenlee from Bensalem, Pennsylvania. and Paul Silverman from Pittsburgh, PA, all in the United States of America.
Well, look at that cut has energized Rivera. He's really fighting about 1.5 times faster than he did before.
He's having his best round so far.
Yeah, he's like saying, oh boy, look at this. Maybe I can get this open and stop this fight.
Meanwhile, Griffin has nailed him right on top of his cut right below his left eye, and the blood's coming down. We got a bloodbath in the ring right now. But you know, Griffin was cruising along. We said anything can happen in a fight. All of a sudden, bang, the heads come together, and we got a real bad cut now. Oh, he loaded up the right hand.
Griffin getting a little tired, showing a little bit of signs of fatigue, throwing and leaning and holding, throwing 2 big bombs and leaning and holding. That sometimes is a sign of fatigue.
I don't know whether it's from frustration or he's got an adrenaline flow, but Rivera has picked up the pace here in round 11. That cut has ignited him. He lands a light shot to the right side of the head, and another one to the left side. Here he comes in, and now look at Montell. He puts his head down and comes up. Now every time Rivera comes in, Montell is putting his head down. He's trying to protect that cut, I'm sure.
Well, just about a minute to go. Rivera might actually be winning this round. Still a lot can happen in 55 seconds.
And Montell appears to be a little fatigued. Clips him with a short left hand there. Loads up the right hand. Snaps the head back, and Rivera doesn't know what it means to quit. This kid's got some kind of courage. He's got some kind of heart. He just keeps coming forward and just keeps getting beat. Uppercut inside. Nice job by Bernardo Porfado to keep this thing under control. There's been a lot of fouls in this fight. And he's got it pretty much under control. Light left, wide right hand. Both guys flailing inside, nailing each other behind the head. 20 seconds to go in the 11th round. Griffin out in front, but Rivera having a good round. Nails him inside. Wild again with a shot with the right hand.
This is basically a survival mode right now for Griffin. Not really doing that much. Doesn't really have to.
This is like a kitten that you taunt in the corner. You bother him enough and the guy breaks out, and that's what's happened with Rivera. Closing seconds of the 11th round, and a good round for Rivera.
Maybe the only round he's won in this fight, but he certainly won it. He outworked him.
Touch it and come out. Last round, touch and stepping back. Okay, Montell? Come on, baby. Come on. We have to go for broke, okay? We definitely have to go for broke. Don't give them nothing, baby. You show me you can stop this fight now if you really want it, okay? You hurt him badly. You didn't follow much. We have to do it now, okay? Water. It's now.
Okay?
Yeah. All right. That's enough. The last round, partner.
Okay, I'm cool, man.
Oh, you don't?
I'm cool.
Boxing this ring, stay off the ropes. Guy got to find
Don't
it.
let him get no punches.
Okay? Don't give him nothing. You want it, you go get it. Okay? Come on, baby. Try it hard. I don't want to get it.
All right, we're set to go for the 12th and final round of this IBC World Light Heavyweight Championship. Montell Griffin way out in front of the crowd. Listen to the crowd. They finally get into it. Wow.
The crowd, which is finally filling in a little more each time. I'll tell you what, they're enjoying it.
Yeah, they'll come in when it's become a battle now. Now they're looking at a battle.
Look at this guy, Rivera. No quit in him. Way behind in the scorecards unofficially. Montell loads up the left, comes back with a cracking right hand, and another left hand. Inside Rivera grabs him. We got us a pair of sixer all of a sudden.
What combination by Griffin, and he loaded up. Boy, did he land.
Well, it was cruising along with Griffin just rolling along. We mentioned all he has to do is survive the last couple of rounds. All of a sudden, we've got a war in our hands. Rivera came to life in the 11th after he cut with a headbutt Griffin in the 10th round, and now here in the 12th, he's a house of fire all of a sudden.
There's absolutely no quit in Rivera. He has come to fight for real. He wants a piece of Montell Griffin. Even if he doesn't win this fight, he wants to get his pound of flesh.
And we can answer the question. He's never been beyond 8. He's not doing bad in 11, and he's hanging in there in 12 pretty good too. Montell using everything in his arsenal and his bag of tricks to hang in there and don't get hurt. Angelo Dundee used to say hit and don't get hit. That's what he better do for the last few seconds of this fight.
But Griffin is exacting his toll. He is not forgiving him anything. As he comes in, he gets hammered. The intensity is all on Rivera's part, but Griffin's doing all the boxing.
Another big right hand by Griffin. That
12.
But you know, for a one-sided fight, Freddie, it turned into a pretty entertaining fight at the end. Look at that.
At the very end, it's become a fight.
Okay, break, Freddie, break. You're holding it. Oh, when you got one guy with a lot of class and another guy trying to step up, the one thing you've got to continue to mention, I've said it a couple of times, and you folks watching around the world, you know Rivera's got tons of heart.
Griffin just said, oh my God. You know, when the referee said, these guys are bullying each other, he goes, oh my God.
Not showing too bad a chin either. His heart is proportionate to his chin. He's got a great chin and great heart.
And a nice job that both corners, both cutmen in tonight's fight, keeping these guys who are busted up pretty good in the contest. Closing seconds of the fight. The crowd comes to life, and it's all over.
And you know, Bobby, I have to agree with you. He deserves the third shot at Roy. Go out and decide who wins the rubber match. It would be a good, entertaining fight.
By the way, unofficially, I've got a 119-109. Exactly. We'll see what the judges have it when we have the opportunity to collect the scorecards, and Jimmy Lennon will give us the announcement. Well, all in all, while it started out kind of slow, Griffin was in command, giving a good boxing lesson through the middle rounds. It was you just began to understand that this was Griffin's night, and that the step up in class was a bit too much for Rivera to handle. But towards the end, it became a war, Bobby.
Well, towards the end, it became Donnybrook-style fighting. They were both in there, a lot of roughhousing. Elbows were flying, not necessarily on purpose. Heads clashing. It was a rough time for both of them. Yeah.
That's all right. Yeah, we got almost out of the fight, but I don't worry about it.
For Griffin, he hasn't really had any anxious moments up until this point here where heads slam and cuts open. They both, you know, Rivera just dives his head down as he usually does, and Griffin comes into him. They bang heads. You see him walk away and start wiping his eyebrow, and that's where the cut was.
Well, after that, Rivera got a lot of heart because it certainly brought him right back into the fight, and he had his best round in the fight in the 11th round. He came on very, very strong, and what does that do, Bobby? I mean, when you see that you cut a guy, even though it was a headbutt, it certainly gave him an adrenaline flow, no question in my mind.
Well, generally speaking, cuts do that. You know, you see a cut, you think that maybe you have an opportunity to pull something out and stop the guy, but knowing that it was called and declared an accidental headbutt, and you're behind, you have to throw everything you have at him anyway because you had nothing to lose.
Well, that's a sign of a fighter who's able to do that and wants to do that. Jimmy Lennon and the Chinese ring announcer Kevin Kong are gathering the scorecards, and as soon as they're set, we'll be set to make it official. Again, unofficially, I had it scored 119 to 109.
And
just
so did
about
Ferdy.
a shutout. Ferdy had it the same way.
And that makes it a three-ring circus.
Okay, so we had a unanimous decision anyhow. I see our announcers have moved into place, and Jimmy Lennon is set now. So let's go to our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Joe O'Neill scores about 117 to 111. Judge Greenlee scores about 118 to 110. And Judge Paul Silverman scores about 120 to 108. All three in favor of the winner and the new IBC light heavyweight champion, Montell Griffin.
女士们、先生们，三个裁判。
Well, the judges had it almost exactly the way we had it. Judge Paul Silverman had it complete shutout, and I wouldn't argue with him either.
No, I couldn't argue with the complete shutout. I could argue with 117, 111, though. That I can argue with. I could actually argue with that vehemently.
Yeah, good too. But when the three judges had it right, that makes it good. There's no question. We saw Montell Griffin win the IBC World Light Heavyweight Championship here, and we saw it in Guangzhou, China, and the People's Republic of China. And it's a thrill for all of us to be here, and we certainly hope that it's as big a thrill for you people around the world. Here it is, Guangzhou, China, and the People's Republic of China. Coming up next, Layla Ali and Christina King. Women's super middleweight action. Layla Ali, a huge star here in the People's Republic of China. There she is in her dressing room getting warmed up. She's a pretty looking thing. If she can fight as good as she looks, she'll have a great night tonight.
Yeah, I'm still.
Dr. Freddie Pacheco is standing by in the ring now with our winner, so let's go to the fight, Doc.
Lofton turns John Olerud's bomb into the home run that wasn't.
Kenny Lofton on the run, at the track, at the wall, leaps. He got it! What a catch! Oh, my goodness! Kenny Lofton took a home run away from John Olerud.
Seattle's Mike Cameron is ready for his close-up as he steals a homer from Derek Jeter.
Swinging a fly ball hit into deep center field. Cameron going back to the track, to the wall, makes the leap, and makes the catch! He went and took a home run away from Derek Jeter.
Dave, that catch is going to reach a lot of highlight reels. That is as good a catch as I think he's ever made.
And finally, the Mets' Jay Payton knows a place above the wall in Pac-Bell Park.
Driven deep in the air to left center field. Henderson going back, Payton looking up, leaps, and makes the catch! Wow, you will never see a better one. On a dead sprint, Jay Payton leaping over the fence at the 382 mark. Absolutely spectacular.
Well, that brings us home this week. I'm Tom Hargis. We'll catch you next time back at the Max, Baseball Max.
Bye, Max. That's the wrap.
Log on to MajorLeagueBaseball.com for more stats, scores, video, and info on your favorite team. Baseball Max has been brought to you by Degree, the body heat activated antiperspirant and deodorant. Your body heat turns it on.
This is Fox Sports Net. Coming up on Going Deep with Chris.
From the Bradley Center in downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin, welcome into game number 5 of the NPSL Finals, the deciding match for the 2000 championship. Along with Ed Vicinic, I'm Al Pulowski. The Cleveland Crunch, winners of game 1 and 3 in the series. Milwaukee winners of games 2 and 4. It all sets it up tonight for a game 5. And when we talk about a game 5, we're always talking about key players. Let's talk about some tonight. First of all, for the Milwaukee Wave, you know, Michael King was their leading scorer during the regular season. But in the postseason, it's been another Michael Richardson.
Well, you know, you're right. Kinger has been kind of quiet, but Michael Richardson is a guy that is normally quiet for people who watch the game. He doesn't look for the adulation, but he's a hard, tough defender. He can go forward, put points on the board. He's done that in this series.
Another great guy from Milwaukee, the all-world goalkeeper, Victor Nogueira.
You know what? You call him all-world. That is not an exaggeration. This guy was voted the best goalkeeper of the world a few years back. He hasn't had the greatest series. 1 and 3 kind of shaky, but he came up big in game 4, and he is one to make big saves.
And when you talk about the Cleveland Crunch, of course, you have to talk about the dynamic duo of Hector Marinero and Zoran Karic, the all-time leading scorers, and the all-time leading scorers in the postseason as well.
Well, if you follow the Crunch at all, you've heard these two guys. They continue to do it night after night after night. And you know what, Al? Their intensity and their desire to win championships hasn't left them.
And Ed, how big has Otto Orth been in the playoffs when they won in 94, 96, and 99? He's had big postseasons, and he's had a pretty good postseason in 2000 as well.
You know what? I think Otto is in the unfortunate position where he's played in the shadow of Victor Nogueira, but this guy had a blinder in game 1, making some key saves. He is a big part of the Cleveland Crunch.
Time now for our Dairy Mart keys to tonight's game, brought to you by Dairy Mart, the official partner of the Cleveland Crunch, and the 1999 Convenience Store of the Year. The Crunch and Dairy Mart, a winning team. For the Wave, Ed, what are they? Milwaukee Wave wants to score early. Teams in this playoff series this year have won when they scored the first goal, get an early lead. Execute every shift. They want this to happen not over a long haul, but shift by shift, and then finish the chances. Keith Tozer said, I looked at game one. We had plenty of chances to win that one. We just didn't do it.
And for the Cleveland Crunch to bring home their 4th NPSL title in 8 years, what's it going to take?
Control the pace offensively and defensively. We're in their defensive third. Don't get sucked out. Keep your shape. Offensive third. Lose the ball. Apply immediate pressure. Restarts. They've killed teams for years with restarts. They need to do it tonight. Patience and discipline. Stay out of the penalty box.
It's the Crunch and the Wave for the 1999-2000 NPSL Championship. It's coming up next. We'll have it for you live right here on Fox Sports Net.
Everything you see around you, every day of your life, that's where vision begins. The doctor is in.
Dr. Stanley Pearl founded Pearl Vision believing that eye care is serious medicine. Nearly 40 years later, the doctor is still in.
Nobody knows his eyes. Nobody knows his eyes. Nobody cares for eyes better than Pearl.
Would you like to dance?
I want to welcome you into our family. Do you think I could have a dance?
Let you and I have a dance. You're a very beautiful woman.
There's an easier way to get $25.
So nice to be a part of your family.
Just open a First Merit checking account along with another product and we'll give you $25. First Merit Bank. How can we help you today?
Uncle Bob would like to dance.
Hey, did you know the Czech Republic has the world's oldest brew pub established in 1499? And Crooked River has a brewery established in 1994. Same exact numbers, same exact initials. Spooky. And get this, there are 24 letters in the words Crooked River, just good beer. And there are 24 bottles in a case of beer. Who's listening now? You are.
Crooked River, just good beer.
Crooked River Brewing Company, Cleveland, Ohio.
Come and meet the family doctors at Marymount Family Medicine Centers. Trusted care close to home.
Back here at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for Game 5 of the NPSL Finals. The Crunch and the Wave just finishing up with pregame introductions. And boy, Ed, the atmosphere tonight is electric.
It's unbelievable. They had a 14,000 pre-sale. This place is going to be rocking, and there was plenty of cheering and jeering during the introductions.
Definitely. Let's pause now for our national anthem at the Bradley Center.
Singing our national anthem tonight is a 12-year-old girl who set a world record by being the only person to sing the Star-Spangled Banner in every Major League Baseball stadium. Wave fans, please rise and welcome Jamie Lynn Bent.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave
about set for championship indoor soccer here tonight at the Bradley Center between the Crunch and the Wave. Cleveland, winners of the World Championships in 94, 96, and 99. Milwaukee, a winner back in 98. Time now for our starting lineups, brought to you by Dairy Mart. If you're on the go, now you can stop at Dairy Mart for fresh breakfast sandwiches, rich Millstone coffee, deli sandwiches, fountain drinks, and more. Dairy Mart, fresh every day and good to go. Forwards for Milwaukee are Todd Dosowski and Brian Lofton. Lofton with the 2 game winners for the Wave in this series in games 2 and 4. Steve Morris at midfield, Michael Richardson and Josh Timbers in the back, and Victor Nogueira starting in goal tonight for the Milwaukee Wave. For the Cleveland Crunch, starting up front, Hector Marinero and Zoran Karic, the dynamic duo. Tommy Tanner will be at the midfield. Oscar Dragicevic, who set a club record this season with 96 blocks, breaking George Fernandez's old record of 91, set back in 1994. And Scott Schweitzer in goal for the Crunch, Otto Orff. And we are about set for indoor soccer here tonight. And starting officials, Steve Siamos, Joe Rudy, and Bob Bolchunas. Steve Siamos is the senior referee, and excitement is in the air, and these fans are into it already.
It's a veteran crew officiating. They'll play a key part of the game. Keith Tozer, 3-time coach of the year in this league. He's been around. He's got these guys whipped into a frenzy for tonight's game.
And, of course, for the Cleveland Crunch, it'll be Bruce Miller on the bench in his 5th year. Bruce has a postseason record of 27 and 17. This is the 4th out of 5 years that he's led the Crunch to the NPSL Finals.
Well, I think it's fitting. The 2 top teams in the league during the regular season meeting in a Game 5 of the championship series. It doesn't get any better than that.
You're absolutely right. And back in the preseason in October when they took a poll, they said, who do you think is going to be in the finals come May of 2000? And they said the Crunch and the Wave. That's what the media said. That's what the coaches said. And everybody was correct. This final series has not disappointed anybody, taking it to a Game 5, and we've had pretty much a classic match, everyone except for the Game 3 blowout by the Crunch.
It's been physical. Game 2 here at the Bradley Center, so a lot of elbows up in guys' chops. The officials are going to be looking for that early on because they don't want this to get out of control. Todd Dosowski, very physical player for the Wave, had a key part in the Wave winning Game 2 as he battled off a couple of defenders and then set up Lofton for the winner.
Todd Dosowski, of course, used to play for the Cleveland Crunch, and part of a trade that sent him over here with Glenn Carbonera back in '97. And boy, talk about best of the best. Cleveland, the best offensive team in the NPSL with 15 points, 8 points per game. And Milwaukee, the best defensive team, 11.0, giving it up. So you got the #1 defense and the #1 offense locking horns tonight.
That's the way it should be. Philosophies, what do you like? Does offense win games or does defense win games?
Well, we'll soon find out as Scott Schweitzer, you see him on the far side there waving his arms and saying, let's get going. And we're just about set to do that at midfield. Zoran Karic and Tommy Tanner will start Game 5 tonight as Cleveland begins with the ball. And here we go at the Bradley Center. Oscar Dragicevic with the back pass, and he'll send it up to goalkeeper Otto Orff, who likes to come out. Green top he's got on. First time we've seen him wear that this year.
Already there's a change in philosophy from what Milwaukee has done in this building. Normally they would immediately pressure Otto, force him to make a decision with the ball. They are sagging back now and giving Otto a lot of time. And look how far up the field he's coming.
And he'll get it to Tanner in the far corner. Tommy Tanner, the team MVP this year for the Crunch with 105 points. Cleveland will send it now all the way back to Otto, who will reset the offense for the Crunch. Impatient with it here. Otto looking down the middle, can't find anyone, and it goes right to goalkeeper Victor Nogueira, and he finds Brian Lofton at midfield on the outlet. Milwaukee with a little run. Lofton down the middle. To Dosowski, wants to spin and shoot. There it goes. Blocked actually by his teammate. And Hector Marinero collects it and clears it for the Crunch. Back to midfield. The Timbers will take it there. Send it back up to Dosowski, the young target player. He lost it. Cleveland's got the ball. Here comes Tommy Tanner at midfield. Tanner with a little run for the Crunch, 3-on-3. Tanner right down the middle. A couple of fakes, goes to his right, tapped away from behind by Todd Dosowski. Comes out to Hector, three-pointer, foot save Nogueira. Schweitzer with the rebound on the left wing. He'll fire it, blocked by Pat White of Milwaukee. Hector collects the loose ball. So Cleveland getting some shots early, but the Milwaukee defense answer it.
That's a classic Victor Nogueira save there. He doesn't use his hands as much as other keepers do. He'll stand his ground, use his feet, just kick it away.
Here comes Otto once again on the dribble down the middle for the Crunch. They'll leave it off for Captain Andy Schmetzer as Cleveland will get their second line on now. Cleveland, of course, going with the traditional 2 lines. Milwaukee runs 3 at you. They're the only team in the league to do that. Almost chip taken there by Victor Nogueira. And he, almost lost it there, Ed.
Well, he thought he saw an opening down the field and wisely got the ball back in the box before he threw it.
Jason Willen goes far corner. King was supposed to be there, but not. John Ball takes it for the Crunch and he'll chip it to the wave end and let big Sean Boney run after it. Carbonera gets there first and will send it back to Victor Nogueira. And now up to Loveless Aka.
Those two guys you just saw in your picture, Aka and Boney, have been going at it all series long, and I'm sure those two will hook up before this one is through.
Peter Hattrip with a fine postseason for Milwaukee, 5th in the NPSL in scoring with 22 points. He'll send it ahead now to Brian Lofton. Lofton has it tapped away, goes in the air, right to goalkeeper Otto Orff. He will look downfield for an outlet. Otto not able to find anyone, will drop it down for himself and dribble ahead. Otto Orff now. And Milwaukee's just letting them come unmarked, similar to what they did in Game 4. And like you said, Ed, not what they did in Games 1 and 2 here at the Bradley Center.
It's a big change in philosophy for Milwaukee. They are normally a high-pressure team, want to pressure and create turnovers up the field. But obviously that didn't work in Game 3, Alan, and they were forced in a situation where they had to change things up a little bit, and it worked for them.
Cleveland being patient. Ball to Marinero. He'll try a header just too high for him with the pass. Richardson trying to clear it away with the header. Kind of does to his teammate Matt Hirschman, but he won't be able to control it at midfield as Schmetzer takes it and gets it to Zoran Karic, the best dribbler in the NPSL. Going to go to work here. Now we'll give it back to Ball at the point. We'll send it near side for Schmetzer in the corner. Schmetzer marked by Peter Hattrip. Now it's to Troy Desosky. We'll send it all the way back down to midfield, and John Ball will reset for the Crunch. Far side to Karic. He likes to break him down with the dribble. Here he comes. Long shot just wide. And the rebound will be taken by Michael Richardson, who will clear it away to the Cleveland end. Orff coming out. Here comes Kirschman, but Orff will get there first. Board cleared. Not a very good one. Hattrip will take it far side. Ball's on him, though. Hattrip taking it into the corner. Schmetzer helping out on the double team. Takes it away for the Crunch. Cleveland with a little counter. Up to Karic. Back Randy. Give and go. Schmetzer into the wave end. And knocked away by Willen. Schmetzer still going for it. Slide by Nogueira. Knocks it away. Karic still will retrieve it. And kick it back to Scotty Schweitzer just on in midfield.
No reward on that for the Crunch, but a great breakup. Andy did the work defensively and almost got themselves a chance on the other end as well.
Z leaves it out for Scotty. Three-point shot blocked in the box. Back to the far side. Or Zoran Karic will tap it back to Schweitzer. He'll send it near side to Troy Desosky. Troy lobbing it in the box. Header attempt actually knocked away. And then rebound. Score! Hector Marinero, the great one. Indoor soccer's all-time leading scorer. Got it to go as Chris Jarr got a head on for Milwaukee, Ed, but couldn't clear.
A good bounce and a good roll for the Crunch there, and Hector's right on the doorstep. Watch this again as the defender got turned around a little bit. It bounced right to the foot of Marinero, and he's not going to miss from there with nobody on him.
Well, Hector stayed with it and bangs it home. So the Crunch, 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the ball game, score first. They're up 2-0. We'll be back with more right after this on Fox Sports Net.
This last resort. Take one. Take two.
I was having a hard time finding a great beer joint with good food and semi-talented live bands. So as a last resort, I opened my own place, where we serve the food in buckets, and fork is a 4-letter word. This is the joint your mama warned you about. Dick's Last Resort, the joint that made hanging out famous. Dick's, the shame or the flex. Shut up, dog.
This week at Williams Ford. Rock bottom prices. Yes, rock bottom prices at Williams Ford in Berea. Lease a brand new Ford Focus with their rock bottom price at only $155 a month. A 2000 Ford Ranger Super Cab V6 with their rock bottom price at $165 a month. A loaded 2000 Ford Explorer 4x4 rock bottomed at $269 a month. Williams Ford, easy to get to, easy to deal with, and rock bottom prices. 739 Front Street, 1.5 miles south of the airport in Berea.
Stop in and see us.
So Troy Desosky to Hector Marinero. Not exactly the way the pass was intended, but Cleveland will take it for a 2-0 lead. Ed Vicinic, my partner, I'm Al Pulowski. Welcome back to the Bradley Center Crunch with a 2-zip lead in Game 5.
Well, if you're a person who believes in statistics, that's a good omen for the Crunch.
And the ball will come into the Cleveland end for Todd Desosky, trying to spin and shoot. Does Otto Orff there to scoop it up. Oscar Dragicevic got a piece of it as well.
The thing about Todd Dusaski is he is so stinking strong. The guy just can hold off marks and get himself an opening. There's a giveaway.
Milwaukee's got it back to Dusaski, but Tommy Tanner kicks it away. And Otto clears it to midfield. Lofton with the chest move, but unable to field it. Now he's got it near side. Lofton fires it off the glass in front, headed away by Oscar Dragicevic. Ball will take it and just clear it to the wave end.
Key play by Dragicevic on that one. He got just enough of it with his head to redirect it and get it past that attacker for Milwaukee.
Crunch up 2-zip here in Game 5. This will decide it all for the 2000 NPSL champions.
Well, you see the defensive stance for the Crunch right now. They're not going to get sucked out of the back. They're going to be just as patient as Milwaukee was. I don't think we're going to see this one develop into a run-and-gun game, Al, until maybe late when one team gets down and they have to take more chances. Both teams playing it close to the vest to this point.
Jason Willen dumping it into the stands, so Cleveland gets the kick in. And Oscar the Cowboy Dragicevic will send it over to Otto Worf, and he'll send it ahead to the far corner. There's Hector. Marinero working against Richardson. Spin pass. Garrett got it, although it was deflected, and he'll have to clear it back to Otto Worf. Will run it down near his own yellow line. Of course, in the NPSL, you have to watch for the over and back. You cannot take it past your own yellow line once you're in front of it. Otto up to Carriage, far boards. He'll give it to Tommy Tanner now at the point. Back for Z, and he'll one-touch it to Oscar at midfield. Into the corner for Tommy, knocked away by the wave. Hector got it, long shot, just above the crossbar. Rebound Tanner in front, blocked up high by Pat White. There goes Scotty with the header to Hector. Blocked back to Hector, blocked again. Still loose, and now Milwaukee's able to clear it away to the Cleveland end. Again, great defensive work, Ed, by the way.
Pat White was all over, so was Michael Richardson, and the Crunch almost got a break there. Hector, I believe, was looking for a pass as Tanner was behind the defense, but he hit it and almost snuck one over the top of Rivera.
They'll give it back to Karich down the far corner. Knocked away by Jar, but on a play. And one of your keys to the game are the restarts. Here's a corner kick for the Crunch.
Here's the first dangerous one for the Crunch. The thing about this is Marinero's so dangerous, but the Crunch also with other weapons.
Hector wide there with the left footer. Z's got the rebound, though. Sends it back for Hector. That volley shot knocked out of there by Jar. And Willen will take it on the far boards and send it to the Cleveland end for Michael King. King spinning shot, knee save, Otto Worf. High in the air it goes. King bumps him. Otto comes down with it. One of the foul won't get it. Doesn't matter because he then. Here comes Tommy inside the arc. His centering pass is kicked away, but right back to him. Tommy now taking it around. One defender, left-footed shot wide. Got it back. Over to Hector. Shot blocked. Cleveland with the rebound again. Willen knocks it away. Troy Dusaski's got it. His three-pointer is blocked. Tanner gets it and sends it back to Schweitzer. Similar to Game 4, Ed, with the wave defense, but so far, Cleveland's got the early 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and Cleveland is just teeing up and having a go, and so far what Milwaukee's defense has done is defended well as a team. They're closing down balls early, not giving the attackers a lot of room to shoot.
Otto Worf back in front of his own yellow line will set it up again for the Crunch. Midway through the first quarter, Crunch up by a pair.
And out shooting them 7-2.
Sean Boney now in the wave end. 6'7", 265. Leaves it for Ball. Couldn't control it. And Victor Noguera will scoop up the loose change and roll it out to Richardson. Send it back to Noguera. Back for Richardson, the 10-year veteran.
We talked about Richardson early on. This guy came in second in the Defender of the Year voting to James Dunn of Wichita. Actually got more first-place votes than Dunn, but overall didn't get enough. And
he just lost it there in midfield. Bassett trying to make a little run with it, but Noguera comes over to kick it away. Ball gets it in midfield, up to Schmetzer, now to Bassett. Backhander just a bit high and out of play, but boy, a good try there by the Crunch.
That's some great vision from the Crunch, playing early balls and just trying to sneak something back. Ball played it early, Bassett played it early, and so did Andy Schmetzer.
Bruce Miller's got to feel good right now with the 2-0 lead here at the Bradley Center. And
well, it's better than being down 2-0.
Exactly. As you said, 16 games been played in the NPSL postseason. 15 of those have been won by the team that scores first. Josh Timbers at midfield will send it to Peter Hattrip. Hattrip working against Andy Schmetzer. Looking for a pass ahead, really can't find anyone, and now gives it back to Timbers.
Hattrip, Al, is probably one of the guys closest to Zoran Karic on the Milwaukee side as far as individual skills and ability to break it down one-on-one.
Definitely a good passer. Now the Wave had it for a moment, but Timbers' pass intercepted by Ball. He had it knocked away back to Hattrip. His pass in, knocked away again by Johnny B. Here he comes down the middle. John Ball will now hold it up at midfield. Give it back to Troy Dosofsky, and he will chip it to the far corner for Lee Edgerton. His first shift of the night. Lee will get there and dump it to Vasich in the neutral zone. Now to Andy Schmetzer. Captain Andy sends it near side of midfield to Troy Dosofsky. Troy playing against his twin brother Todd tonight for the NPSL championship. Gets it over to Schmetzer, to Karich. Trying to leave it off for Ball. Behind him, though. Hattrip knocks it away, but Hector Marinero will run it down at midfield and send it back to Otto Orr.
With a team that's sinking in like Milwaukee is so far, you have to make a lot of movement off the ball to get open, and so far the Crunch has done a decent job of that.
This is Schweitzer centering pass in front, put it away by Carbonero. Dosofsky flies in, centers again. Cleveland couldn't control it. Now Karich has it behind the three-point arc. Karich trying to move around Timbers, get around him, but could not control it in the box. Noguera comes out and chips it to the far side. It'll stay in. Schweitzer will win it. He'll volley it to the near side. It'll take a hop and go out of play. So a kick in for the Wave with 4:56 to go in the first quarter. 2-0 for Cleveland. And let's take a timeout. We'll come back with more first quarter action of Game 5 of the NPSL Finals right after this on Fox Sports Net.
Beyond space and beyond time.
It's out there. Tallest, fastest, greatest roller coaster in the world. Millennium Force. Only at Cedar Point.
Back here at the Bradley Center, along with Ed Vicinic, I'm Al Pulowski. Game 5 of the NPSL Finals. Boy, look at the Crunch here, getting an opportunity in the box, Ed.
And the other side, you got to watch Milwaukee's defense just closing down space as quickly as possible. That's one you can score on as easily as you can when the ball is just banging around and somebody's looking to poke it home.
Milwaukee with the kick in. Lovelace Saka will be the man to start it. He'll give it over to Victor Noguera, who will in turn send it to the Cleveland end, but Oscar Dragicevic there with a header for the Crunch. Milwaukee sent it back over the Cowboy, got a foot on it, back to midfield. Sean Bodie with the nifty back hitter, goes to the Wave end. Richardson will run it down for the Wave, send it back to midfield. There's Scott Schweitzer with the chest trap, sends it for the corner. Richardson will give it over to Steve Morris. Morris with a nice pass to midfield. Tershman to Willen and back to Tershman, but he won't get there. Oscar Dragicevic gets there instead for Cleveland. In trouble, sends it back to Otto, who can't use his hands here. Kicks it out to midfield. Volleyed away by Richardson, but out of play, and Cleveland will get a kick in from right around the midfield stripe.
There you got a quick glimpse of how quick Michael Richardson is. He's very adept at getting around attackers and getting good position.
Otto with up to Tanner in the Wave end. His shot blocked, and they'll say clean tackle by Pat White. Don Dosofsky takes the loose ball on near boards, and he has it taken away from him by Tommy. Over to Oscar Dragicevic. Tanner coming up a bit lame, though. The carriage, and now Tanner's going to have to run off the field.
I think Tanner probably hurt himself on that shot that he took, but Pat White made a great slide tackle to get back into play.
Tanner's going right to the locker room. Coming on for him now, Andy Schmetzer to take his spot on the first line. Orff trying to send it to Marinero. Put it away by the Wave, and this is Pat White with it now. Pat White will kick it to the Cleveland end. Coming out, though, is Otto to knock it away. And up the carriage at midfield for John Ball. He's wrestling with Russell Ford. Ball, though, gets to the Wave end, and a good foul call. First foul of the game, by the way.
That's amazing. That is amazing. They've gone almost 12 minutes. But watch John. He got his arm up and pushed the defender out of the way. Could have gone either way, but he did gain an advantage.
The Milwaukee now three-point shot and a score by Michael Richardson. A three-point goal. He had one in game 4. And he's got another one here tonight. Milwaukee has a 3-2 lead just like that. And for Michael Richardson, his fourth three-point goal of the postseason. He's got 28 points, third in the NPSL postseason race.
He scored a lot of those goals from right there in that series. He just ripped the left foot. Ball got down deep. King just puts it on a platter for him, and good night. Sizzled that one home. Richardson's got a rocket of a left foot.
Well, we told you to watch him in the pregame show, and that's why. This guy can score, he can play defense, he can break up passes, and he can dish out the assist as well. And Michael Richardson picking up his 9th playoff goal total right there. So Cleveland now down by a point. And they have a premature restart.
We're going to have to watch out to see how well Tommy Tanner feels after leaving play about a minute ago.
Tanner, one of those very fine crunch midfielders. Tanner, Schmetzer, Edgerton. Maybe don't get the press that guys like Karich and Marinero and Orff do, but they're very key to this crunch team.
Without a doubt.
Wisłowski with it in midfield, trying to send it in the corner for Karich, sends it on a play. So the Wave will get a kick in, and they've got the momentum back. And this crowd here of about 14 or 15,000 had Milwaukee wants to get him in the game, and the Crunch sure doesn't want to see that happen.
Without a doubt. And I think so far the fact that the Crunch has elected to play a little bit slower pace is key. To possess the ball and not get a shooting running match allow this crowd to get in.
Roy DeSascio cleared away for Cleveland in midfield. Tony and Aka go for it. Empty back heel there by Aka. John Ball will take it back for Cleveland off the Brian Lofton pass. Oh, his scissor went off of his shin. I don't know if that was intentional, but it was.
It was. But that's a dangerous part of the field to try something like that.
Aka cuts off ball for it and sends it back to his keeper, Nagara. Will kick it to midfield. There's Lofton with the header up to Michael King. Here comes King. Shot, save, Orff. And DeSascio cleared away with a high one to midfield. It'll take a bounce and go to the scorer's dig.
Milwaukee was on the same page on that breakout. Michael King never stopped his run on the left wing. And Lofton saw him from the word go and got him a chance.
Restart. Richardson again diving save on Orff. Got his foot and his hand out. And Cleveland making a good defensive play there by Double O. Now in midfield, the loose ball's taken by Schmetzer, get held by King. That foul is called. Free kick for Cleveland.
There's Michael King. He's a former member of the Cleveland Crunch, but has been a big man here in Milwaukee over the last 4 or 5 years.
Otto Orff in midfield for the Crunch will start up the offense. Kicks it ahead for Edgerton. Lee Edgerton in the far boards working with Peter Hattrick. They'll give it back to Vasic. They'll give it to Scott Schweitzer near boards. Back for Gorin. Little give and go in the corner. Vasic backing in against Carbonero. Sends it for Edgerton in the box for Karich on the spin kick. Jar tapped it away from him. Over to Matt Churchman, and here comes Milwaukee. Z not happy with the call. You see it there. Cleveland, though, gets it back, and they'll call a hold on Milwaukee. Boy, Z up, and he's still barking at Joe Rudy here on the near side.
I don't know if he was kicked before that play, but as far as when the ball got played in on the entry pass, I thought Chris Jar made a nice play on it.
Good from here. Hector from the neutral zone to Schweitzer near side. Scotty getting a little shove, goes down. Foul called against Chris Jar, and now Cleveland will have a free kick. A pretty dangerous spot. I think Scotty's going to need some attention from trainer Manny Economos. That's exactly what's going to happen. And boy, it's not good to see Scott Schweitzer go down.
He got stepped on, and I think it turned his knee in a direction he didn't want it to go.
And then he planted his leg, and as you said, the knee kind of went in the opposite direction. So a little break here with 1:50 to go in the first quarter. Wave up 3-2 over the Cleveland Crunch. And boy, when you look back at this Game 5 series, Game 1, there's Bruce Miller. Boy, he's concerned about Scott Schweitzer. Tommy Tanner already limping off. He's back on the field now, walking back and forth in front of the bench. But Bruce got to be concerned with Scotty.
Well, without a doubt. I mean, Scott, Dragicevic, John Ball, those are key parts of not only your defense, but I was actually talking with Bruce before the game. This is the first time in a long time that the Crunch are actually dangerous offensively from the back. They can score goals coming out of the back, and Schweitzer not only is a great player, he's a big inspirational leader as well. Gets his team jacked up, gets the other team out of their game because he gets under their skin.
And Larry Sales, the trainer from Milwaukee, also there with Manny Economos. Economos on the right, Sales on the left as they're helping off Scotty. It looks like he's able to put at least a little bit of pressure on that right foot, and that's good because if the Crunch is going to win tonight, you have guys like Tanner and Schweitzer going down. That's going to make the task that much more difficult. Let's look at it from this angle now. We see Scotty plant with his left and plant with his right, and they both kind of gave up.
I think it was more the right than his left. His right knee kind of buckled as he was trying to recover from that initial shot. Well, here's a restart. Now let's see what the Crunch can do with this.
Doran Carriage will try to send it in, goes just wide, and Milwaukee gets the loose ball. And Richardson couldn't control it. Desasky got a shot. They missed it just high and wide, and then Milwaukee clears it to midfield, but Cleveland's got it there. Here comes Z. Z trying to center for Troy Desasky. Morris knocks it away. Up to his twin brother, Todd. Todd Desasky back for Morris. Into the Cleveland end, near corner. Got a double team trying to roll on the glass. Step score! Bicycle kick for the Milwaukee Wave. And I think that's Matt Tershman. Brian Lofton. Unbelievable. Brian Lofton with 2 game-winning goals already in this series for Milwaukee. And Lofton now with 19 points, 8 goals. I mean, and does it get much better than this?
This is sweet. Brian Lofton not only scores goals, he scores acrobatic goals. There wasn't much room to sneak it inside Otto Orth there. I don't think Otto was expecting the bicycle kick, but watch this. That is just a seeing eye go spectacular for Lofton. And you know what, Al, for as long as Brian Lofton has played this game indoor, he has been a crunch killer. Whether he's with the Kansas City Attack or the Milwaukee Wave, spectacular. I watched him for about 6 or 7 years, and he scores some absolutely athletic, spectacular goals.
And Otto Orff had no idea it was coming, and Brian Lofton, the big one there to put Milwaukee up 5-2. Cleveland ball now on the Wave end. This is Goran Vasic near boards working against Glenn Carbonera.
Now Steve Morris got an assist on it. He's going to tell everybody he made that goal.
Yeah. Now Milwaukee's got it in midfield. They'll try to run again. This is Tershman far side with John Ball. John Ball seals him off and takes it, but they'll say a hit check by John Ball against Tershman. And that'll give the Wave a free kick. And now Cleveland getting a little frustrated here. Steve Morris will send it out to Richardson. 3-point shot blocked by Troy Desasky. John Ball will take it near boards. Trying to dribble out of trouble and didn't really do it. Tershman knocks it away. Under the far boards, Todd Desasky will take it. Oh, it's some English on it. Allowed him to get it. Now kick the near side to Michael King.
It's a smart play by Michael King. Late in the quarter.
Milwaukee will try to wind it down here with 33 seconds and counting to go. 5-2 Wave, and they might just make sure that they keep the ball for the rest of the quarter. Forget it. John Ball has other plans. Countering down the middle. Left side to Schmetzer. Schmetzer breaking for Cleveland. Sends it near side to Vasic. Goran steps around a Cobb, banks. There's his back to the phone. He's centering pass in front. A good one, but nobody home for the Crunch. A Kyle will clear it to King with 10 seconds in the quarter. King sending it for Orth. Diving save. Loose ball. Otto gobbles it up. Throws it for Paul. Johnny with 4 seconds to see if he can get something here. 2 seconds. 1. There's the long shot. It's on a play. And the first quarter has come to an end. So the Crunch get on the board first, but the Wave get the next 5 points. We played 1 quarter at the Bradley Center. Our score, it's the Milwaukee Wave 5, the Cleveland Crunch 2.
With just one wish, if I could change my whole world around, I'd bring an autumn day inside. I'll make summer daydreams real. Warm, sweet, magic memories. Do you know how colors feel? Ask how, ask now, ask Sherwin-Williams.
This one guy at the bar always peels the label off his beer and smacks it on his forehead. He's all goofy. This other guy always takes 2 bottle caps and wedges them over his eyes. Hey, look, I'm a bug. And then there's me. I always grab a Crooked River bottle, raise it to my lips, and drink it. No wonder the chicks dig me.
Crooked River. Just good beer.
Crooked River Brewing Company, Cleveland, Ohio. Funny.
Meet the family doctors at Marymount Family Medicine Centers. Trusted care close to home.
B1.
Bingo!
Under the O67.
Bingo!
B12.
Bingo! I won!
I-25.
Bingo!
There's an easier way to get $25. Just open a First Merit checking account along with another product, and we'll give you 25 bucks. First Merit Bank. How can we help you today?
Bingo!
Everything you see around you, every day of your life, that's where vision begins. The doctor is in.
Dr. Stanley Pearl founded Pearl Vision believing that eye care is serious medicine. Nearly 40 years later, the doctor is still in.
Nobody cares for eyes better than Pearl.
For a limited time, you can get 50% off frames. Schedule your exam today.
Welcome back to the Bradley Center, getting set to begin quarter number 2. Along with Ed Vicinic, I'm Al Pulowski. Crunch down by 3, 5-2 to the Milwaukee Wave here in Game 5 of the NPSL Finals, the deciding match. And we'll crown the winner of the 1999-2000 season, and plenty of Crunch fans making the trip up here to the Bradley Center as well.
Busload of them came up from Cleveland looking for the Crunch to pocket another back-to-back championship. But these guys were winners 2 years ago, and they're going to have a lot to say about it before it's over.
And here's the Goran Vasic dribble. Now watch this nice move.
Right here, though, I thought he had an opening to shoot. See, it kind of turned, and he went back against the grain. Where I think if he kept going across the top of the area, he might have had a better shot toward goal.
And there's big Sean Boney, who has 20 points in the postseason, but he had a good American Conference semifinal and American Conference final series, and had some trouble here in the finals against the Wave.
He's definitely a guy the Crunch need to get on track. If he can unleash that powerful left foot, and when you get 260 pounds uncoiling into that tennis ball, it's not fun to be in front of.
He by far is the biggest player in the league. Milwaukee ball now to begin the second quarter with that 5-2 lead, and Josh Timbers will send it back to Victor Nogueira, and they'll reset from there. Victor will kick it into the far corner for Todd Desosky. Backing in against his twin brother Troy. Now he'll send it out to Michael Richardson. Over to Josh Timbers here on the near side against Lee Edgerton. He'll go for the corner. The Desosky brothers will battle for it. Todd wins it. He'll send it back to the neutral zone. In fact, all the way back to his keeper, Victor Nogueira. With Josh Timbers. Timbers, a veteran of indoor soccer. Very steady defender for the Wave. Kicks it far side to Richardson. Blowing it off the boards for Timbers, who got there in front of Edgerton, but Troy Desosky's there to take the loose ball and kick it to Schmetzer. Now to Lee. Cleveland can do a little run if they want. Looking for a ball. Nogueira out, has to use his head, not his hands, and he sends it out of play far side, and a kicking coming for the Crunch.
That was the play. They had the run breaking left side, didn't get it there quick enough.
Zoran Karic will trigger the restart, and now he wants a timeout. So Cleveland will talk over what they want to do on the restart, and we'll take a quick timeout as well. Our score, Milwaukee 5, Cleveland 2 on Fox Sports Net.
For the best used car deal in Ohio, Mike Bass Ford has 99 Ford Contours from $10,995. The 99 Tauruses from $12,995. These cars have ABS brakes, air, automatic, power windows and locks, cassette, defroster, cruise, tilt, alloy wheels, and much more. Yes, Contours for $10,995 and Tauruses for $12,995 at Mike Bass Ford. For the best used car deals in Ohio, go to Detroit Road, exit 148 off I-90 to my favorite Ford dealer, Mike Bass Ford.
Attention Chevrolet buyers. At Integrity Chevrolet, we've got your truck and we've got your price. Yes, at Integrity Chevrolet in Parma Heights, we've got truckloads and truckloads of Chevy trucks like Blazers, S10 pickups, Sprinters, and a special allocation of Silverado extended cab pickups, including T71s, 4x4s, LSs, and LTs. Great rates and terms on all new Chevrolets at Integrity. The right truck at the right price at Integrity Chevrolet. Pearl Road in Parma Heights. Chevrolet will be there.
Back here at the Bradley Center, Crunch with an opportunity down by 3. Zoran Karic, the trigger man. Out top for Hector. There's his shot just high off the glass. Rebound, Hector's going to head it near side now to John Ball. And John will try to get it back for Hector, but Michael Richardson steps in front and will counter for the way with a 3-on-2. Richardson down the middle. Now on the right side to Morris, tried to center. Tanner blocked it right back to Morris. He couldn't control it. Tommy Tanner back out there on the field for the crunch. Get it up to Zoran Karic. Now back to Hector, and Cleveland will reset their offense. Give it over to Troy DeSansky here on the near side. Back for Z, making a little run. Z getting cut off in the near boards, and Glenn Carbonera called for the hold.
See how active Zoran is off the ball. He's really been working very hard to get himself open because Milwaukee's defenders don't give him a bit of room to breathe.
Scotty Schweitzer with it for the crunch. He's back out there in midfield, sends it in the corner for Z, couldn't control it. And Victor Nogueira picks it up and will wave his troops downfield.
We haven't seen Tanner yet since he's been hurt, and I just saw him talking to Manny Economos on the bench.
Now Milwaukee will bring it up slowly. It's been the way the pace of this game has gone so far. Cleveland liking to counterattack a lot, but not having many opportunities as Milwaukee pulling the ball out and packing it in defensively. Now Tershman with it in the Cleveland end with the chest strap. Takes it to the far boards. Bad back pass. Here comes Goran Vasic with it for the crutch. Goran Vasic down the middle. Goes a tumbling is Matt Tershman, and Josh Timbers takes the loose ball. Comes near side. There's Chad James out there for his first shift. The Berea native gets it up to Vasic. Timbers knocks it from him. Sends it ahead for Todd DeSansky. He'll control. It's got to go 1-on-4. Schweitzer takes the ball and hip checks Todd DeSansky, and there's the card pulled by Joe Rudy. And Scott Schweitzer will head to the penalty box for the first 2-minute penalty of the night.
Patience and discipline. Just laid in to DeSansky, and had Todd got around, he was going to goal. That's a definite blue card. Steve Morris has been brilliant in shootouts in this series.
And Milwaukee will get just that opportunity here with Steve Morris. They're already up 5-2. And Steve Morris in the postseason is 4 of 4 on shootout opportunities. Goalkeeper Otto Orff for the crunch has had 13 attempts against him. 6 have been successful. 3 of them by Steve Morris.
Steve usually likes to take one touch and pick a corner. Let's see if he goes over the right shoulder of Otto Orff.
Try quick and score. Steve Morris going low into Otto's left. Puts the Wave up 6-2. And Morris back in game 3. The only bright spot for the Milwaukee Wave, in which Cleveland won 27-15. Had 7 goals, 3 of them on shootouts to tie Marinero's playoff record. Here it is again. Boy, he steps in and just nails it, Ed.
See, Morris has a couple of options when he does that. He normally angles himself off to the right, and then he can pick the upper corner cross, or he can go low to the left side. And he's so good at picking them spots, it keeps the Otto guessing which way he's going to go. And Steve's a great finisher on the shootout.
Milwaukee second in the NPSL this year. Almost scored again on the power play. Lofton got it underneath the crossbar, but a ricochet out. Cleveland is 4th in the league in the playoffs defending. 11 opportunities against them. They have 8 kills. Milwaukee now with a minute 42 to go on the power play. Gets it to Richardson on the near side. Richardson sends it in the corner for King to Richardson. Shot, score. And I'll tell you what, Ed, things are going Milwaukee's way now. And they're up 8-2. Cleveland's got to put a stop to this quickly before they allow this 14,000 to 15,000 to sweep them away to the championship title.
And the other thing about it, Al, is really the Crunch hasn't had that many good chances over the last, I don't know, I would say 10 minutes of this game or so. They've created a lot. Michael Richardson has been the key. Watch the give and go here. He'll play it off, continue his run. Nobody marked him. One time, bang, over the top of Otto Orff. And Richardson is doing this defensively and offensively. Again, as we said, he's had some incredible shifts in this game. And he's one of the few guys that doesn't take a 1-minute shift and get off like the Milwaukee Wave like to do. He's been out there a lot in this game so far.
10 goals in the playoffs for Richardson, his second of the night, and not much Otto can do when you're point blank from about 8 feet. Now Cleveland's Marinero in the box trying to shoot. Carbonera got a piece of it. Nogueira will pick it up for the Wave.
So 3 points the Wave get in that shootout power play goal situation.
So Cleveland now down by 6. Milwaukee's on an 8-0 run. And Todd DeSansky will try to feel it in the near boards, but it ricochets off the boards with a glass in the boards meet right to Cleveland keeper Otto Orff. And Otto now will walk it ahead and kick it up to Scott Schweitzer. Back for Otto. In midfield. They'll send it to the wave end for Hector. Couldn't control it. Milwaukee takes it away. This is Jason Willen now. Jason Willen turns. He'll come ahead 3-on-3. Kick it up for Jarb. A nice job by Lee Edgerton to knock it away to the near boards. Oscar Dragicevic has it up to Hector Marinero. Hector will send it back to Scotty Schweitzer. And Cleveland will reset it. Schweitzer into the corner for Zoran Karic against Chris Jarb. Karic trying to get him space. Kicks it back to Oscar. His three-point shot goes way wide to the right. Hat-trick with the chest strap. Couldn't control it, though. Loose in the wave end, but Tadasowski gets it and kicks it ahead now for the wave. Here comes Richardson. Richardson back for Peter Hat-trick, making a run to the crunch in. Hat-trick tried to one-touch it for Tadasowski, and Scott Schweitzer with a nice defensive play got back to knock it out of play.
Well, that's something that the crunch is going to have to watch more than a couple of times. There's Tommy Tanner on the bench. He hasn't seen a shift since about the 11:30 mark of the first quarter. That's one reason that, and watch this. Watch how physical it gets in the corner.
Boy, Zoran Karic and Chris Jarr having a little battle there. Meanwhile, here's the restart. It's sent out a play by the wave. Actually, no, it stayed in. But Varian came down, and then there's a shot by Hat-trick that goes up and out of play. Boy, Milwaukee trying a lot of different kind of shots here tonight, too. And I'll tell you, Lofton pull out the bicycle kid. Hat-trick tried to volley there. Now Troy Dosowski with it for Cleveland. Will send it back to Otto. Has gone unmarked in Game 4 and Game 5 to this point. They're leaving him alone to set up the crunch offense. He'll send it to the far corner, but won't get there. Victor Nogueira leaps and hauls it in for the wave. Victor Nogueira now will come ahead for Milwaukee. You know what, Victor doesn't use his feet as much as he liked to, say, 15, 16 years ago. He used to be similar to Otto Orff. Now, he doesn't like to get too close to midfield.
No, he doesn't, and really there's no need for him to do it right now, but he'll just send balls off into the corners and allow his forwards to dig it out. He's very accurate with both his throw and his kick.
And there's King. Shot just wide, rebound, and off the top of the glass. Header there by Steve Morris goes out of play.
Well, Steve Morris didn't score because Andy Schmetzer was tracking him the entire way. And now Troy Dosowski and Steve Morris having a little work. Watch the tracking run that Andy Schmetzer will make with Steve Morris. He is right on him the whole way, not allowing Morris to get a shot off right there.
There's Steve Morris got the header. Troy Dosowski.
That little bump in the back was the cause of the impetus for all that join.
Otto now sending it for Sean Boney in the corner against DeCobb. Boney, that man for man, doesn't see that too much. Usually calls for a double team. He's taking out opponents in the postseason. So Dosowski will try to get it back for Boney, but Nogueira comes over to knock it away. Glenn Carbonero will clear. Diving header by Troy Dosowski, but Morris will volley it. And Tershman's going for it, but instead Troy Dosowski gets it back for the crunch. Down to Vasich. Akai got a foot on it. Right to Cleveland keeper Otto Orff.
Well, that kind of stuff is happening too much to the crunch in this game where the defense is getting caught up a little bit, and Milwaukee's able to get a guy or two behind their defense.
Now Nicky Ristic, his first shift of the night to Vasich in the corner. Centering pass, Akai knocks it away. Vasich gets it back, centers again. Boney just missed it wide. Out to Dosowski. Score! Woo! Boy, a hard shot by Boney, a harder one by Dosowski, and Cleveland's back to within 4. And they needed that one in.
And with authority. Holy smoke. Did Dosowski hit the snot out of that? Watch this. Boney will get a whack early on here. Good play by Vasich. Off the boards. It came right out to Troy. Get out of the way. Bam.
Boy, about 38 feet. Nick Harrison, stop using me as a shooting gallery. And this play is our Crooked River Brewery key play of the first half, brought to you by the Crooked River Brewing Company, a family of 5 handcrafted beers. Crooked River, just good beer, and that just a good shot. Victor Nogueira from midfield will chip it into the corner. Oscar Dragicevic goes up with a header to knock it away. Now it's in the neutral zone, and Milwaukee trying to dig it out. Does back to Jason Willen. At midfield, Milwaukee will reset.
You know what? Sean Boney's probably congratulating and thanking Troy for finishing that, because Sean had a sitter that he missed in front of goal. Oh, there was a chance for Pat White.
Pat White with a three-pointer just wide. Cleveland trying to clear it. Still trying to clear, and now they get it to Hector Marinero. And he'll set it up to Lee Edgerton. He can run, but instead he tried to pass, and Timbers knocks it away. Now Schweitzer and Timbers down. Schweitzer grabbing that right knee while Jason Willen has the ball. Schweitzer's in trouble.
Oh, man.
And now Siamos will call for trainer Manny Economos again. And Schweitzer, boy, he's been beat up early in the ball game tonight, Ed.
That knee does not look real good right now, and it was the same one he heard early on. Look at
There he got it.
Man, oh man.
And Scott Schweitzer, as you can tell from the reaction here by the crowd, not a fan favorite in Milwaukee by any means, and he's kind of happy with that reputation.
Right, exactly.
But I'll tell you what, booing a guy like Scotty for getting hurt there, I mean, geez, that's pretty tough to do. He's fired up.
He thought Timbers came in straight-legged on him.
And now Milwaukee will get the free kick. 8-4 wave with 7:57 to go in the second quarter. And Cleveland, with that last Troy Dosowski goal, ended an 8-0 Milwaukee run. And boy, they sure needed to do that. Now Lofton dribbling down the middle for the Wave. Brian Lofton with the goal tonight. Try to pass it ahead. Ristic heads it away for Cleveland. And now it's loose in midfield. Karich going down. Foul called against Brian Lofton. And now he's not happy.
Well, that's definitely a foul on Brian Lofton.
This is Oscar the Cowboy Dragicevic getting up to Karich, but knocked away by Jarda Richardson. Milwaukee countering up to Tershman. Shot, hand save, Otto. Rebound, Jard just wide. Oscar will clear it away. What a save by Otto Orff. John Ball getting into midfield, makes a play for himself. Knocked away by Tershman up to Hattrip. He made a nice move in the far boards. He'll stop and wait for help now just inside the arc and comes back. Oscar gave him a little shove. That foul called. Free kick for the Wave.
Great save by Otto, but Al, you know who created that play for Milwaukee? Michael Richardson. What a sweet, perfectly paced pass to get a chance.
Quick restart. Dosowski fires into the wall and Cleveland blocks it. Richardson will kick it back to Hattrip. Bad pass. Here comes Z. Z down the middle, 2-on-3, up the ball. Got behind the defense. Shot, save, rebound in front, still loose. Ball can't get there as Richardson bangs it off the boards. Still loose, though, and now Milwaukee clears it to the neutral zone. Taking it there, though, is Troy Dosowski for Cleveland, and he'll reset.
Michael Richardson has been all over the park.
Now to John Ball near side. Sends it far corner, a bit too high, up and down a play. Kept rising on him and made it to about row 6 here at the Bradley Center. John Ball playing with some intensity tonight, and
always does.
Boy, these defenders for the Crunch, him, Schweitzer, Dragicevic, Ristic. I mean, these guys, Andy Schmetzer sometimes moving to the back. They've done a tremendous job this season and in the series for the Crunch.
Saw Kia on the bench there in their white shirt helping out Bruce Miller this evening.
Milwaukee with the ball. This is Victor Nogueira. Up ahead for King, back for Morris. Too many one touches, and Schmetzer takes it for the Crunch, but he couldn't get it up to Bassage. Instead, Chris Jarr comes ahead. 3-point shot just high and off the crossbar, but hold everything.
Handball they called in the middle of the field there.
Joe Rudy whistling an inadvertent handball against the Wave, and the Crunch will get a free kick. Schmetzer to Dosowski, and now back to Otto Orff in front of his own yellow line, and Otto will pass it ahead instead of dribble. But God, he's back out there. And boy, he's a warrior tonight.
He says, bring it on. They're booing him. Bring it on.
I'll tell you, they're still letting Otto come as far ahead as he would like. Right now, he's about midway between the midfield stripe and the yellow line. Now they'll give it back to him with the Wave logo. To Scotty. They're getting the moves, Ed.
Crunch have to make sure that they give Otto options when he comes that far.
Schmetzer with the spinning shot, but blocked by Morris. Bassage will get it near boards, working against Todd Dosowski. Now he'll try to get it back. Schmetzer steals it from Wellen. Long shot wide. Rebound in front. Akai tries to clear it. Schweitzer wins it. Over to Andy. Schmetzer will send it back to Troy Dosowski. And Cleveland will reset with 5.5 to go in the first half. Crunch down by 4. Up to Boney. Fell down. They're going to call Akai. Nope. They're going to get Sean Boney for the hold.
Milwaukee's defenders are doing such a great job in this game, Al, of beating the Crunch to the ball. They're not allowing them to receive the ball in positions where they can get fouled and create restarts. They're getting there before the ball is, and so far their denial has been excellent.
Akai with it now for Milwaukee. Chips it into the Cleveland end. Oscar going up to head it away to Scotty. Tried to head it to Schmetzer, but Pat White will get there for Milwaukee and reset it back to Akai. He'll send it far side to Richardson.
Have you seen Richardson leave the field yet?
Seems like he's out there all the time, and Keith Tozer likes to run those 3 lines, but you made a good point. It seems like Richardson is just always there. So is that guy, Brian Lofton, but his pass knocked away by the Crunch. Boney's pass knocked away by Lofton, coming ahead. Oscar taps it away nicely, and Loveless Akai will take it in midfield for the Wave. We'll send it back to Nogueira and reset things. Milwaukee with that 4-point lead can afford to take their time here especially. So they want to do. Send it in the near corner. Todd Dosowski's got it to the right of the area, tried to center it, and Scott Schweitzer takes it away for Cleveland with a cascade of boos. Got it to Goran Vasic. Sends it up to Schmetzer. Sure is. He got it over to Boney. Back for Andy, but a little too far for him. And Loveless Akla will track it down in his own end.
Crunch did some great stuff in tight spaces down there on their own defensive third.
Peter Hattrip now for the Wave. Tries to bend a pass into the far corner. King will get it against Oscar. Michael King started his career with the Cleveland Force back in 85-86. Gets it to Richardson and now back to Nogueira.
Stops in Dallas, Baltimore.
Yep, he's been everywhere and been successful everywhere he's gone to. He's got it again, but couldn't control it and need it right out of play. And we'll take another timeout with 3:51 to go in the first half. Wave up by 4, 8-4 on Fox Sports Net.
It's out there. Tallest. Fastest. Greatest roller coaster in the world. Millennium Force. Only at Cedar Point.
Break 10 world records without breaking your wallet. Ride Millennium Force at Cedar Point and save big on admission with specially marked Mountain Dew or Pepsi cans.
Local breweries. Beer shipped the same day it was born. Refrigerated distribution centers. Daily deliveries. Our exclusive Born on Dating. That's how we guarantee Budweiser is the freshest beer choice out there.
Back here at the Bradley Center, Wave up 8-4 along with Ed Vicinic. I'm Al Pulowski. Game 5 of the NPSL Finals. This to decide it all. And Cleveland will have the ball with 3 minutes and 51 seconds in the first half in their own end to try and get something done here, Ed, and see if they can ship a bit closer.
Indeed, and like we talked about a little bit, the Crunch has to be very aware of what they're doing, allowing Milwaukee to sneak in behind the defense, and they've done that. This is Edgerton, centers for Hector, shot, score! Hector actually had the defender in front of him, Josh Timbers, and poked it home from behind. The great one with 2 tonight.
Just like we said, Ed, make it 8-6.
Big goal, and Hector wasn't anything stopping Marinero on that one, not even the defender. That's a good ball by Edgerton off the back. Hector just got a nick on it around Timbers, I believe it was. Timbers thought he was in perfect position right there. Watch the ball again. Off the back, right out in front. Just a toe poke. Victor Nogueira's looking, what do we got to do to stop that guy?
Victor with no chance, and Hector now with 54 postseason points. That's the most in the NPSL, and that comes on 22 goals. That's also the most in the National Professional Soccer League in the postseason. So Marinero from Edgerton making it 8-6 in Cleveland on a little 4-0 run. Now Milwaukee with the ball. Lofton has it knocked away by Nicky Ristic. Victor Nogueira will take it by the yellow line.
Now they've taken a little bit of the momentum back out, and they've got to be sure that they shore it up defensively for the next couple of minutes so Milwaukee doesn't get one back.
Lofton trying to send it ahead. John Ball knocks it away for Cleveland. He wants to counter. John Ball coming down the left side. Ball ran over the ball himself a little too far, and Lofton will just take it away. He goes down, and a little embellishment there, but they'll get John Ball for the foul. And that will give Milwaukee a free kick.
Lofton's one of those guys who is in constant motion all the time. Let's see. Ran into traffic there, lost the ball, then ball went right back after it.
And that little late there with the reaction.
I thought the foul happened more on the floor, but it was up with the left arm across the chops.
Jar with it now for Milwaukee. Cleveland with a 2-point deficit. Playing on defense here with Jason Willen left putting it ahead. Tried for Michael King. Desosky knocks it away, and now Hector Marinero has it. Marinero down the middle. Back for John Ball. Shot just wide. Oh, he had Victor leaning the wrong way. Rebound near boards. Willen back to Jar. Trying to clear it. Knocked away by Cleveland. Going to the far side. Aristic and White will go for it, and White wins it. Over to Jason Willen. Now the Wave can do a little counter. Willen down the middle. He's got King on his left. He got it to him. Shot. Knee save on a Wharf. Up to the neutral zone.
Fortunately for the Crunch, they didn't see Hattrip making the run on the far side. The Wave did.
And now Cleveland with the counter. Z would have had a nifty little breakaway, but just a minor foul call on Jason Willen.
Good foul by Willen. A bit fortunate, didn't get a two-minute blue card, but he came across, missed the ball, and got a piece of it. I think a blue card could have shown there.
Schweitzer got one for a similar act earlier, but Cleveland just a free kick. Schweitzer with a chip, blocked, loose in front. Willen will send it out of play, far side. Actually make that Russell. Cleveland will get a kick in again.
I think the difference between those two fouls in the call is on Schweitzer's, there was no defense behind that challenge. With Zorn over here, although it was a little bit wicked, there were players back behind him, so it wasn't a clear breakaway.
From the top of the penalty arc, the Z-man. Faking, looking, centering, and knocked away by the way. Richardson gets it up to Todd Desosky, but Sean Boney will run his pass down in midfield for the Crunch. Kick it back to Z. Volleys after, just wide. Dynamic duo trying to hook up there with one of their classic volleys, but unable to do so. Now Schweitzer with it in midfield. Karich and Todd Desosky getting into it. Off the ball a little bit. Now they're clear, and Cleveland will, down by 2, reset the offense with 1:35 to go in the half. Into the far corner, Todd Desosky takes it away. Z pressuring him, sending Todd Desosky to the turf. Foul call. Todd up with some words for Z, who just looks at him. So, Milwaukee will get a free kick. Watching, you know, the thing with the Milwaukee Wave and the Cleveland Crunch, when you play 5 games within a span of about a week and a half, tippers are going to get a little short.
Yep.
And now Nagara sends it ahead where Schweitzer heads it away to midfield, and Lofton, though, takes it for the wave and gets it back to Glenn Carbonero.
I think both teams have a tremendous amount of respect for one another as well.
That's for sure. Glenn Carbonero, former Crunch defender. That's been named to the All-Star team a couple of times.
This is crucial, Al, as we come down to the final minute, that the Crunch does not allow a goal here and get down by more than 2 points. They have been very good at scoring goals in the first or the last minute of quarters or halves in this series. See if they can do it again. And that's probably something that Keith Trozar is aware of as well.
Carbonero and Timbers just kicking it back and forth until Carbonero finally will send it ahead to Michael King. Working against Greg Eastovich, tried to center. Oscar slides and blocks it to the near boards. Taking it there is Todd Desosky. Oscar sends him down. Whistle foul call against Oscar Greg Eastovich.
Here they gave up a restart, and there was really no reason to commit that foul right there. They were in a double team. They don't want to let him out there, but they've given him a chance in a dead ball spot.
Now Michael King to Carbonero with 33 seconds to go in the half. Cleveland down by 2. Milwaukee looks like they
only
want
got
to
4
control.
players out there.
They want to control for the last portion of the half here. Well, you're right, Ed. Seem to have a little now they got 5. A little miscommunication on the line shift. 15 seconds to go in the half as O'Connell will send it ahead. This is Tershman. Marinaro comes over, knocks it away, but they'll also say he got a piece of Matt Tershman. And Milwaukee will get another restart opportunity. This will be Steve Morris.
Watch out for Michael Richardson and Brian Lofton. They're going to call a timeout.
And they'll talk it over and decide what exactly they want to do here on the timeout.